right, welcome back to the IMNerd podcast. I'm your host, Frazier. I'm here with my amazing co-host, Kenny.
Hello.
And before this podcast started, Kenny was at 100. I told him he needs to dial it back to 80. Okay,
I wasn't at anything. All right, I did nothing wrong.
He was being
everything I said are things that
so
could
ridiculous.
be said live.
No, that's the thing. None of the things you said could be said live. The adjective that you used for the voice that you were speaking in before we started recording is diabolical. Okay, that's my beep voice. I was like, what? Your what voice? Anyway, that's a story for another time, chat. How are you guys doing though? I'm feeling good. This is the day after the Midwest Edison clash. So we are recording literally Monday, right after, for the regular listeners, you'll hear this on Thursday. And for the people who are on the Patreon, you'll probably hear it tonight. So if you listen to it as soon as we put it out, I know some of you literally, as soon as that shit goes up, you're like, I need to hear that. But
some people, I want to know, some of y'all be cheating though. Sometimes the podcast goes up and people will be like talking about things that happen an hour and a half into the podcast. I'm like,
first of all,
how'd you get there?
We don't have to say some people. Fucking Enraged Peacock literally goes to the very end of every podcast episode just to hear the names read out. And then he makes comments in the server or whatever about the names and how funny it was. Or him and Quest do this actually. Both Enraged and Quest, and they're two of our day ones. So it's kind of funny, but they go right to the end and go right to the name read, and they just like comment on that. And I'm like, bro, that shit went up literally 20 minutes ago. There's no way you made it 2 hours in to hear us reading out the names at the end, but it's kind of funny that you guys do that. So yeah, shout out to two people actually. We have two excellent stories over this weekend. So first off, Sizzle for winning the Midwest Edison Clash. The guy's on fire. I call him Mr. Edison. He is the Edison GOAT. Definitely the greatest of all time. He is revolutionized the Value Turbo deck, the archetype. He's made it as perfect as it can be as for right now. And he played against his exact deck list. I'm pretty sure Marcus was playing his exact deck list card for card in the finals. And at this point, I don't think Sizzle has ever lost the finals either. So he kind of has that like early Chris LeBlanc thing going on in Edison. But shout out to him. He won a dark end, sold it for some good cash. And then we also have who's becoming the greatest of all time in another world. Our very own Stango actually won Collision this past weekend. And
a dominating performance.
Yeah, so Stango's last 3 tournaments have been second at Evo, first at Supernova, which is the biggest tournament for Rivals of Aether 2, and then first at Collision this past weekend. And he went against the guy who has been ranked number 1 for the entirety of the game, honestly, Cake Assault. He's been beating him consistently. These last 3 tournaments, he's beaten him so many times now that I think now it's like 5-0 in the last 5 times they played, or 6-0 in the last 6 times they played, because he beats them in winners finals, then grand finals, then winners finals, then grand finals, then winners something, or loser something.
I want to say they are. I think Stango has I think it might be 4 wins. I think it was 1 win at Evo over him.
Yep.
And then maybe 1 or 2 wins at Supernova, and then definitely 2 wins at Collision.
Yeah.
And Collision, I know for a fact he played them in winners finals and grand finals. At Supernova, I think he only played them in maybe winners finals.
He plays Spargo in finals
and grand finals.
I don't know who sent Cake Assault 2 losers though. Is the thing at Supernova, because Plup wasn't
Supernova.
There.
I think it was Stango. I think Stango sent him the losers. Okay, and that was his win over.
Right, and then Stango could not have eliminated him at that point because he wasn't a loser. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So
but regardless, So Cake had a great record against Stango recently. Every time they've met, Stango has won. Stango dominated Collision, like a dominating performance. There's a lot of drama surrounding it because people are very upset about what happened in grand finals. I have not only my own opinion on this, I also talked to Stango right after the grand finals. Like I had a phone call with him, but everybody was like, they did collusion or whatever. That's not what happened. There was no collusion. Cake Assault fought him in winners finals and got destroyed. I don't know if anybody saw the winners finals.
It was 12 minutes. You can go watch it whenever you want.
He got destroyed. He tried to counterpick him because Fleet has been, as far as I can tell, the best counterpick for Olympia. BBATS has done.
I want to interject. So, that character has definitely been kind of a thorn in Stango's side when it comes to Olympia, but not to a degree where it's actually a concern, because for what it's worth, Stango has still been beating that character too.
Yeah.
And if I want to be all the way honest, I think that when the counterpicking first started happening, it was like Stango definitely wasn't as ready as I think he's super ready now, because the way he's been beating on that character lately has been like really, really unfair. What I will say is that I think what happened is the doubles tournament made it look like that counter pick is better than it actually is. In doubles, Stango and his teammate got to the finals and they got crushed. They got absolutely 3-0'd and sent, you know,
grand finals, they got winners finals. It was super competitive. Grand finals, they got smoked.
Right. So if I'm judging off the last thing, that grand finals in doubles was complete domination by 2 fleets. And then, so it made it look like, okay, fleet actually is the answer. But then in a 1v1 setting, it's just not even like, it's really not competitive. Like it actually.
Yeah. So from my perspective, what happened, winners finals happened and Cake Assault was just like trying something different. He was like, I'm going to try to go in with this counter pick.
You got to set to do
I'm
it.
the better. I think from his perspective, I'm the better player. I'm going to do this counter pick and like, I'll just get there. He got 3-0'd in winners finals, like 3-0'd easy.
Yeah. I watched it last night after we landed.
And they're really good friends, by the way. So none of this, like they're friends, obviously. There's no hate between them, but there's, you know, drama in the community. But, you know, he tried something that didn't work. And I think getting in the grand finals, he kind of was just dejected. He felt like he had nothing left. He couldn't pull anything off. He felt like he couldn't do it with Forsburn. He clearly wasn't able to do it with Fleet. And I think he kind of just gave up. And what I try to explain to people is that Stango was in winners finals. He wants to play Loxodon at the next tournament. He has the room to lose games and practice this character for the next tournament where he wants to go solo Loxodon. It's up to Cake Assault to bring the pain. They didn't agree to do anything. Cake Assault just kind of gave up. Like that's what happened. Like
so I want to back up a little bit to explain to people listening to this what actually happened. In grand finals, Stango and his opponent Cake Assault, who again, Cake Assault is rated as the #1 player in the world, which if they were to do a rankings right now, I feel like it would be Stango just because he's outperformed him several times now, has been winning the head-to-head. And so like that guard has definitely changed. But in grand finals of this past weekend, Stango picked a character that is considered the worst character in the game in grand finals. So it would be like if imagine a Yu-Gi-Oh! If you were allowed to pick your deck at any point before a duel starts, and I chose to go in the finals of the tournament with Crystal Beasts. Like I literally like I'm not GBs, not like dragons or Lightsworn. I'm like, Beast. I'm gonna play Crystal Beast in the finals, and then my opponent's like, okay, I'm gonna play Crystal Beast too. So when they got to the finals, Stango and Cake Assault, they get to the finals of this tournament. Stango has already beaten them once, and this is a double elimination tournament like all fighting game tournaments. Stango has already beaten them once. And and they played their mains at that time. So it was Hero Frogs versus Vayu, right? Like, I was playing Hero Frogs, my opponent's playing Vayu. You know, we were playing our main decks. I won with Hero Frogs and winners. So now, if I beat you again in grand finals, the tournament's over. If you beat me, then we reset, and then you have to beat me again. Just like how when I host tournaments on Challenge. Yep. So for people to follow this in the fighting game world and stuff like that is the same thing as the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament double elimination, but they're allowed to obviously change their characters at any point. You know, during the tournament, you could just be like, I lost the game, I'm changing my character. So they decided to play what is considered the worst character in the game, basically, in the finals. Stango was already going to do that, because I believe there was something about like a subscriber goal or something.
Yeah, there's a subscriber. Like, apparently, the next tournament he attends, which is called Riptide, he said he's going to go only Loxodon. Yeah. He's going to try and win the whole tournament with only Loxodon. So from his position, it's like, I've had a dominating performance this whole weekend. They were doing interviews after certain rounds in like top 32 and stuff. And I remember I was watching it. They interviewed Cake Assault and they said, hey, like, what is like the one person you're worried about in this tournament? And he said, the only person I'm worried about like is Stango. He said, that's the person to beat. Stango's the guy to beat. Like, that's who I have to beat. They asked Stango the same question. He said, I'm not worried about anybody. He said, I'm going to win. Like, Stango was fully confident in his interview. I'm winning the tournament.
That's a crazy sequence of responses.
There was confidence from Stango, and then it was proven as he went up. He played Cake Assault. Once again, one of the best players of all time, and they're also great friends, so none of this is shade to any player. But when they played, it's just on this weekend, at this time of the matchup, Stango had a dominating performance. And right. I think then going in the grand finals, I think he was just kind of dejected. I think he just gave up. Like he felt like he had nothing left.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Stango wanted to practice locks because he's playing him in 2 weeks at the next big tournament. He's playing solo locks. So he was like, fuck it, I'll practice my locks a little bit. I got time.
Yeah. And against somebody who's also like best in the world. But yeah, that tournament was pretty cool. Stango won again. So shout out to him. So we got Stango and Sizzle over here being repeat offenders.
Yeah.
In their respective worlds. Yeah. And I'm really happy to see it.
One more shout out on that tournament though, before we move on from it. It's so funny because Stango's like one of his best friends, his doubles partner, ZB. ZB was the biggest thorn in his side that tournament. Because I don't know if you saw their match, Stango versus ZB, in order to qualify for top 32. ZB almost beat the shit out of him. Like,
really?
that was the best match all weekend.
I don't know if they put that set up. I tried to watch every Stango set last night, and I had a really hard time finding anything that wasn't winners finals, grand finals, and then there was one more match that I did find.
Oh, I gotta send it to you. I have to send it to you because it's Stango versus ZB in top 32, and the winner goes in the winner side top 8. ZB ended up making it the loser side top 8.
Who does ZB play? Is it Craig?
Craig. Yeah, he plays Craig. So
I
it was
definitely
Craig
didn't see
Olympia,
that then. I definitely did not see Craig.
I forget basically where it ends up essentially at some point is like ZB has 2 wins. I think Stango might have 1 win, and then they're at a game, and it's like really like ZB's been getting some clutch wins on him, and then essentially ZB gets him down to 1 stock. Stango has 1 stock left. ZB has 3. So it's 3 stocks to 1. If Stango loses his stocks, he gets knocked in the loser's bracket. And then he just fucking locks in, brings it back, wins that game, like comes back from a 3-1 deficit, wins that game, and then proceeds to like win, like really close, dangerous games and like pull it back. But it was crazy because ZB almost knocked him the fuck out. And ZB said Stango, once again, is the person he wants to beat the most this tournament because, as far as I know, he's never beaten Stango in an offline tournament. So there was a lot there. But yeah, it's the best match of the weekend. The best match of the weekend, Stango versus ZB in top 32. It's a fucking electrifying match. It's so entertaining.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that. The matches I watched, they were not close. Every video I saw, I think it was 12 minutes, almost on the dot, which means I knew exactly where it was going after the first game was won, because I was like, well, there's not enough time in this video for someone else to win a game. So this is just going to be...
I do have a question for you. Now, you didn't watch the whole tournament because you were at your own tournament.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you just on this opinion, and I want to know what you think about it. So what some people are saying, and I think I kind of agree, I'm like 50-50 on agreeing with them, and I fight myself on both sides of this argument. What some people were saying is if Cake Assault was just going to give up anyway when he got to grand finals and not even try anyway, should he have maybe given up sooner so that somebody else that was actually going to try make it the grand finals?
Absolutely not.
All right.
Like hard no, and I don't have to think about it very much. I'll state exactly why I feel like if you can't get past me, you don't have the power to make that type of decision. The way I see it is fair. I'm more powerful than you, so I gatekeep from this point on, and then from here, from above you, I make the decision of what happens here. If I choose to throw away my life at the top of the mountain, then that's what I can do because I am at a higher point than you. But you, below me, who cannot get past me, cannot dictate what I should be doing from your lower standpoint. I am so sorry, but that is how I feel. Like, as soon as you said that, I was like, what? Absolutely not.
I see both. I see both sides of the argument because I feel that way too.
Then I want to hear what the other side, like, what's the argument for the other side? Because I genuinely,
I guess the other side is essentially what a lot of people were saying was like he gave up anyway because when he got to grand finals he didn't even try. They were saying he gave up anyway. So instead of instead of trying his hardest to beat everybody else and then just completely give up and just hand the win to someone, if allow someone that was actually going to try and fight for the title to actually step into the ring is kind of what people were saying.
They
instead
didn't
of just like getting there and giving up. But, I mean, that's true.
I earned the privilege to literally give up when I choose to. And if you want that privilege taken from me, then take it from me. Death can have me when it earns me. Okay?
Death can have me when it earns me.
Listen, I learned that from Kratos in God of War, one of my favorite games of all time. Literally, Kratos, I think the most cold line he says in the entire God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok is death can have me when it earns me. When I heard that shit, I fucking dropped my control. I was like, this guy
Kratos is a gangster.
Is nuts. Like, Cake Assault basically told everybody in the tournament who felt something about it, or all the people on Twitter who have so much to say about everything. You can't tell me how to do it when you've never done it. That's how I feel about it. And I honestly, right now, it's kind of what I'm doing is really a double entendre for not only this game that Stango competes in, Rivals of Aether 2, but also for Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, how are you going to tell me what to do when you've never done it? Like, that is the crazy part that's
the other big thing is there's a lot of at the end, right? Because there were so many people bitching. I don't know if you saw I don't know if you saw the the interview afterwards.
I did
like
see
after
some of
the
it.
tournament. Stango and Kate go up there and they talk to the commentators,
Yep.
and the commentators were just like acting like little bitches the whole time too. And the commentators were saying like
Oh yeah, that
nonsense, and they were
Loxodon is
bitching.
not gonna do it. It's
And
just
then
there's no way I could beat that
and then
Loxodon. I
Stango
went 0-2.
and the chat's like that too. The chat's talking shit, and then Stango's like, "Yo, it's really loud at the bottom of the pool."
Yes,
like, he
I
was
did hear him say that.
Stango was like, "It's really loud at the bottom of the pool." Like,
Yeah.
the fuck are you people talking about?
That is very real. I think that people have to get out of their own heads when it comes to thinking that you can dictate or tell people who compete at the highest level what they should or could be doing when you can't and won't do it yourself. Like you literally could never. So who are you to tell somebody that they should clear the way so that somebody who's worse can try instead? Like, no, that person cannot beat me. I literally beat everybody else and got to the final so that I have the privilege to do exactly what I want with my friend. Like if I so chose, I could just be like, I scoop. I don't want to play. This is what I'm doing. You feel bad about it? Then guess what? You just hate me. Get in line. I don't know what to tell you. Like literally just get in line. Okay. It doesn't like you don't. I tell people all the time, you don't matter.
Jesus.
No, I really did that. That's one of my favorite things to tell people because sometimes, we get all kinds of weird comments on videos and stuff like that. And like, I remember this might have been last week or the week before, but this one guy, he commented on one of our old videos. It was like, the video might have been like a year old or something. And he goes, this is why I can't stay subscribed to your channel, Frazier, because you put out random videos like this one. I think it might have been the fashion tier list, or maybe it wasn't an old video. It was something that wasn't like a standard just Edison video. It was like, something else, like anything else, which,
Bitch.
So he comments, was like, this is why I can't stay subscribed to your channel, Frazier, because you do videos like this and you should make another channel to put stuff like this on and just all this other wild shit. And I was just like, I'm sorry. Are you confusing me with you? I make the content that I want to make and that I want to put out on my channel. This is my channel. I do exactly what I want on my channel, and you don't have to be a subscriber here. Yeah. If you don't like this channel and the things that we put out, then please, by all means, go somewhere else. You don't matter. And this is
at the end of the day, a person, a creator, whoever has to do the thing they want to do. And I think consumers and creators have gotten lost in this idea that like you have to do the thing that like everybody wants you to do. At the end of the day, like you do what you want to do, and the people that respect that are going to respect that, and they'll like eventually they'll find you. You know what I mean? Like you just have to make the content you want to make and be the person you want to be,
the subscribers,
and not pretend to be someone else. Like
the subscribers who know, like me and you, who know what kind of content we do, they rock with our content, and if they don't like a video, they just won't watch it, and that is fine. But to comment something like that and be like, oh, like I can't stay subscribed to this channel, all that, like, okay. I wonder, my whole thing is you inflate your own sense of importance when you say things like that. Like, and this is why I say you don't matter, because you are one person out of almost 9,000 people. I do not care. I won't even notice if you unsubscribe. It literally will not affect anything. Like, you have no actual power or anything over what I do and how I do it. So it's like, you saying that is a nothing sandwich. And that's what I had to tell him. And he was just like so shocked, like, oh my God, I can't believe you. It's like, bro, you're the one who came in this comment section believing that you're self-important. Like, you are not important. Go somewhere else. Like, that's all I'm telling you. Like, you don't matter. Whether you are subscribed or unsubscribed, literally won't change a thing. You cannot hurt this channel. You cannot help this channel. You literally do not matter. And I just wanted him to know that.
Yeah, it's just also too, like, people, it's so weird to me because I don't understand why. I just don't understand why people want so hard to curate what somebody else does with their own creative juices. Like, somebody's already doing something creative on their own, like doing it, like trying to stifle what someone does creatively is how you stop someone from doing something creatively. If you become stifled and you feel like you have to do this thing to fit into the mold, then now all of a sudden you're doing a 9 to 5 and you're no longer being creative, and then you're going to get burnt out quicker. It's all content creation is already difficult in ways that a lot of people may not realize, and there's burnout. When you start doing it not for the love of doing it and doing it just to do it as 9 to 5, and like you don't actually care about the creative side of it anymore, that's when you just get like self-generated slop that just doesn't have any soul behind it. People don't care about it, and then you lose your creative fire, and then you get completely burnt out.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing is like, trying to put people in a box is crazy to me. Like, how are you going to try to tell somebody who's doing their own thing, like, oh, you need to just be doing this because this is all I want to see? Like, first of all, you're not the only person who wants to see one type of content or a different type of content. Like, you cannot dictate the entire channel and like what it needs to be. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. There's so many YouTube channels. There's literally millions upon millions of YouTube channels. You do not have to spend
more YouTube than you could ever watch in your lifetime.
Yes, you do not have to spend your time here. I promise you, you will not be missed. And that's just like, it's been one of my honestly favorite things. Is like one of my mantras now is like, you don't matter. It's just it's a very easy the people who matter in my life, the people who actually mean something to me, are the people who I actually care about how they feel. But like, to try to insert some self-importance on yourself in the comment section is crazy, because it's like, you saying you're going to unsub, just unsub and go. Because I'm going to block, like, after that comment, it's just like, I'm just going to block you anyway. Like, I never want to talk with you, and you know I'm not going to go back and forth. So it's like, yeah, just go away and keep it moving. But
keep it moving. So that's the thoughts, opinions, and prayers.
Yes, definitely thoughts and prayers. So that on the topic of one, like gatekeeping the finals and deciding what you want to do, I agree fully with Keikasal's decision that if they want to get to grand finals and decide that they do not want to play their main and not actually try to beat Stango again after they've lost to him for the last several times in the last month, that is his prerogative to do so. You can feel how you feel about it. I'm not saying that, how you feel doesn't matter, because like, I cannot affect how anyone feels about anything that I say. I tell people that all the time, like, yeah, if you are offended, if you feel a certain way, by all means, go on your Twitter, write what you want to write, say what you want to say, and feel your feelings. Just know that they don't affect Keikasal. Like, he does not care. I don't care.
Another thing that I just thought of right now, because as I say things out loud and think about things, like, it develops, right? So another thing I just thought of right now is, you ever do something and like you feel like you want to do it until you have to do it? It's also completely possible that he fully intended on going all the way and fought his way there, and then maybe when he finally got there, he realized, like, you know what, I'm too tired, like, it didn't work. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he defeated himself after he got there. Like, you get all ready to do, when like somebody says, hey, I got a party on Friday, you want to come? And you say, yeah, I'm ready to go. And then Friday comes, and you're like, I do not want to go to this fucking party.
Just happened to me. I just agreed to something a week ago, and the date is coming up, and I'm like, I actually do not want to do this. I don't even know why and I gave an enthusiastic yes, because it was the person who was asking. Like, I vibe with them, I fuck with them heavy. So I gave an enthusiastic yes, but then I thought about it after I was done talking. I was like, wait a second. I looked at the date again. I was like, oh no, this is going to be like, I don't want to do this, so I'm just not going to do it. But that's just a me thing at this point anyway. I mean, that's probably every adult who approaches or is at their 30s. You just kind of stop doing.
I think it happens to a lot of people, but I think that's possible too, where maybe you don't even know that you're not going to have your whole heart in it when you get there. Like, you fight to get there, and maybe by the time you get there, you're like, you know what, I'm exhausted, I don't think I can do it. You start talking yourself out of it. What
I was going to say is, like, you get to a point in life where you stop doing things for the appeasement of others, and you stop doing things for anyone other than yourself. Sometimes you will still obviously do things for other people that, again, that you care about, though, right? Like, you have a wife, you have a mom, you have a brother, you have a sister, you have a dad, you have all these people in your life. These are people that more than likely you care about. But then there are obviously thousands of people that you interact with now because of content creation that you really don't necessarily know. And you're not about to start curating your entire life for thousands of different people's opinions. Like, I want people to understand what we're saying here. There are thousands of other human beings who are all have their own opinions and thoughts about what you should be doing with your life. And if you try to appease every single one of them, you will actually go crazy.
Yeah, I think my perspective on that is, it's not that I don't care about what you think, as in everybody.
Oh, let me be the first to say I do not, but go ahead.
But like, from my perspective, it's more so something like this. It's not that I necessarily don't care and that like your opinion doesn't matter to you or whatever. It's more so that I want the people that are going to like me to like me.
Yes.
And I don't want you to like a version of me that you want me to be, or a version of me that's not me, that I'm pretending to be someone else. I don't want to pretend to be someone else just to get you to like me.
Exactly.
I'm going to be who I am. And if you like that person, great, we're going to get along great. If you don't like that person, I don't want to pretend to trick you into liking me, because all that's going to do is I'm going to let you down 2 years from now. If I trick you into liking me today, 2 years from now, when you find out who I really am, I'm going to let you down. Yep. I'd rather never let you down. If you don't like me for who I am, then just never like me.
I tell people all the time, straight up, I've said this a million times on this podcast, I said it on streams, I'm an asshole. like, it's funny because at the Midwest Edison Clash, the Edison tournament I just came from, it was a group of people. They were all talking, and I walked over, and we were all busting it up. And they were like, "You are so nice," and I thought you were going to be an asshole because you always say you're an asshole. And I was like, first of all, don't go saying that shit out loud that I'm so nice. I was like, well, the truth is, I am actually a nice guy normally. Like, I am not mean, unprovoked. Like, if nothing is going on, I'm not just going to be an asshole, right? That's not what I mean when I say I'm an asshole. What I mean is, I am a mirror. I will reflect your energy, but I will reflect it just like an actual Fox reflector. It'll come back to you 2 times worse. Like, I escalate things when people fuck with me. Like, I escalate. Like, I'm Mr. Take It Further. Like Kendrick said, like, I'm Mr. Take It Further. So what I mean by asshole is, I'm not an asshole unprovoked. Like, I don't just sit down at a table with somebody and just like be mean to them or like say mean things to people for no reason, literally for no reason at all. Just like say something mean. And this is going to come up in a second when I tell this story about what happened. One of the crazy interactions I had at the tournament. I cannot wait. But again, I do not unprovoked just like be an asshole to people. But I do think that I'm a very abrasive person at times. I know I have a mouth on me. Pause. Like, I'm a person that I'm just really, really good with words in general. And I know how to get to people. And I do it better than most people because most people don't think about the things or even consider saying the things that I am actually willing to say. And this is a thing that I've grown to love about myself. Whereas again, if I was trying to be, going back to Kenny's point, if you were trying to appease people and you're trying to be who people want you to be, then you end up creating like this fake version of yourself. Yeah. Which then creates like all kinds of mental issues too, because you're putting on when a camera's on and then you turn the camera off and then you have to be like your real self again and you're splitting personalities and then you end up like the guy from the actual movie Split. I'm not doing that.
It's funny because I hear a lot from, every celebrity ever of all time and basically every content creator and influencer or whatever. You hear from pretty much all of them. Like, they'll say to their fan base or whatever, like, you don't know me. Like, a version of me. I love
when they say that too.
What's funny though is you guys pretty much know me. Like, there's no other version of me. Like, for me, I don't like, there's no, like, you guys just like what you think about me is probably true. Whatever you think about me, it's probably true. Like, there's no other version of me. It's just me. So like, I don't have the time to pretend to be someone else. I'm just this guy.
So I know Chappell Rowan, who is one of the most popular pop stars in the world right now.
What's her name?
Chappell Rowan or Chappell Rowan.
I don't know who that is. Maybe I know who they are, but I don't recognize that name.
It's a girl, very pale. She always looks like she is out of the 1700s or something. Like, she just has this whole getup. Chappell Rowan, ChappellRoan, maybe something like that.
Okay.
Did she come up?
Her. Also, I don't recognize her. Maybe I know one of her songs.
You definitely have heard a song, I'm sure, by now, just because of how big she is. She's
this person's face does not ring a single bell, though.
I'm not surprised.
Definitely have never seen her.
So she is a really, really, really big pop star. And last year, there was all this drama about a fan or fans who like wanted her to do certain things like, take pictures with me, or like you see them in public and they expect that you're just going to like take a photo with them, or do whatever. Like, can you sing this song? My kid has cancer and he really wants to hear this song. And she's like, I don't give a fuck about what you want me to do. I'm not doing it. You don't know me. I'm a performer. When I perform, that is what I give to you, and that's all you get from me. I am not your fucking monkey in a cage. I am not your thing that you could press a play button and then I just start fucking jiving and dancing. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I agree with that perspective, 110%. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
and that's kind of
true for me too.
That's what exactly, and that's kind of what she was speaking to. That's when I realized when you started talking, I was like, oh, you're talking about something different.
I was talking about something slightly different. What I was talking about was like, there's this idea going back to what we were saying previously that a lot of people wear at least a portion of a mask and don't really show all of themselves. Whereas I feel like I pretty much like I pretty much show most of what I am to everybody.
I literally can't.
What'd you say?
I literally can't do that. I literally, because I literally cannot, and I guess neither can you either, because I guess the way this conversation immediately started off today It's so funny that this is coming full circle.
Well, but you guys know that I say crazy things that can't be recorded.
Right. But
you guys just can't hear them.
You can't
because I can't record them.
You cannot be yourself 100% to the open world. And neither can I, because there are things that I say and things that I do that are just, the world is not ready for the complete unfiltered versions of either of us. And that is fine. I don't think that's the same as
ready for it. We just have to change our lane. We got to become like red pill manosphere.
If we
change our lane, bro.
If we become red pilled, then we could just say anything, because then we get a new fan base. Like then we get a fucking crazy fan base of people. I don't even want to. I'm not even.
Every now and then I've thought about like, what if for 1 year I just completely lie to the world? I become someone different. I get the bag, and then I go, "You guys are all idiots. Like I took your money."
So Donald Trump,
like. Well, yeah, but he'll never admit it.
He did. He said, if I ever ran for president, this is like back in what, the 90s?
Yeah, that he beforehand said that.
Right.
But I'm saying after, like, I would get the bag and then say, you guys are all idiots. I don't agree with anything I ever said. I just wanted your money. And then I'll just be like, I
love that there's that old interview of Donald Trump being like, if I ever ran for president, I would run as a Republican because they're all dumb as hell. Like this, verbatim what he said. Like he literally says, I would run.
On video.
Yes, I would run as a Republican because they're literally the dumbest people in the country. Like just flat out, this is the actual 75th and 73rd president. This is literally what he thought. Is he the 75th? I don't even know what he is.
I don't know the numbers.
Not 75th, 30. I don't even know what he is. 45th. There you go. 45th,
it's definitely higher than 30. I know that.
He's the 45th and 43rd. I don't know why I said 70. It's because his age. But he's the 45th and 43rd president or something like that.
Did you hear that rumor? I don't know if it's true. I don't want to get my hopes up. Apparently, he has like congestive heart failure, and doctors predict he's going to die in like 8 months.
I've been seeing his hand with all the makeup on it.
People need to get off social media.
Yeah, I'm not getting into. So I see a lot of conspiracy theories about everything because the internet is just the internet at this point. I have started to filter out literally 99% of what I see on the internet, and I only use it as either content for this podcast or things like it. But in terms of actually believing in it, I literally yesterday on the plane, I saw a Twitter account that was posting Donald Trump stuff, and the whole Twitter account is based on Donald Trump's demise, basically. So I already was like, grain of salt. But it showed a picture of his hand close up with like makeup over it, like foundation or concealer. It was a big blotch. And they were saying that it said for all the nursing people, what's up. It's almost time. It's just like one of those very vague kind of rage baity posts. I won't even say necessarily rage bait, but just like it's a bait post, right? Because the person's just like, they're not saying anything. They just have a zoomed in picture of Donald Trump's hand yesterday with makeup on it. And it says, for all the nursing people out there, for all the doctors, you know what this means. It's almost that time. And then everyone in the comments is like, well, I'm stupid. I'm not a nursing person. I went to school for blah, blah, blah. What does this mean? Because and please feel free to talk to me like I'm an idiot. Like, I don't know what this means. Yeah. And then
I didn't get all this lore. I just saw the dumb shit and I was like, whatever.
And then it was just like people chiming in saying, oh, he's getting blood drawn from his hand. And then other people are saying, like, this is a sign of what you said, the congestive heart failure shit. And I was just like, okay, like, come on.
So I didn't look into it at all. I assumed that it was like a publicly announced thing. I didn't know it was like a TikTok of people.
But people are.
I did know that like it was probably just nonsense that people said, which is why I said I didn't believe it to begin with.
What I will say is this, though. Donald Trump is 80-something years old, right?
Oh, yeah. If he dies, it's natural causes.
The same way the entire internet talked about Joe Biden's very clear mental deterioration when he was president, which we could all see. We could all see it. And everyone talked about it, both on the left and the right and in the middle. Yep. Everyone has something to say about Biden and his mental deterioration when it was happening. So the way I feel is Biden got that shit for 4 years, and now it's Trump's turn to have his physical health attacked. And guess what? I have no empathy for any of it because this is just the nasty game that politics is. I remember seeing so many comments about Biden and so many comments now about Trump. And I just personally don't care about either, but I think it's interesting to see what people write.
The sad thing is that like that's not supposed to be the nasty game. Like politics was always kind of nasty, but before like Trump Hillary, it was not nearly as nasty as it is now. Like if you go back and look at like Mitt Romney and Obama and John McCain and Bush and Kerry, and all, like it was a lot more civil, even though they were enemies. Like I'll never forget. I don't remember the exact sequence of events, but there was like Obama and I think Mitt Romney and then like something happened to one of them, and like they offered the other one like their condolences publicly, and they're like, hey, like blah blah blah, like we're opponents, but I just hope you're having a good day, or hope you're getting over it, or whatever it may be. But like that is completely lost. Like one side will never say something nice about the other side ever again at this point. Like politics just weren't as nasty. All I'm saying is that like it wasn't always this bad. Like it got this bad in 2016 is what I'm saying.
It did.
And like
it used to be way more covert, and now it's just overt. Like Donald Trump has definitely opened the door for like politics in general to be very overtly aggressive and nasty, and that's just the world we live in now. It's just like once it's Pandora's box. Once that door is open, you can't close it. On a funny note though, because again, we're not a political podcast at all, so we might dibble and dabble with politics. I don't even know what number President Donald Trump is, because I genuinely just do not give a fuck. For my own mental health, I just stay as far away as possible about letting.
I'm here for President Stango and President Sizzle.
There you go. I'm Mr. Edison and Mr. Rivals. But there was there's this question that was been going around that celebrities have been asked a couple times. The 45th and 47th president have the same parents. How is this possible?
Oh my God.
And for some strange reason, almost every celebrity that has been asked that question has gotten that wrong. Or just says some like asinine thing that doesn't even remotely make sense. They're like, the 45th and the 47th president have the same parents. How is this possible? And then they like, huh? That don't make any sense. How's that?
That don't make any sense.
And I'm just like, oh my God, like not this. So I just saw it. I thought that was funny because it's kind of like the 47. How many colonies or like how many states?
Yeah.
It was how many states in the United States?
52 goddamn divided by goddamn 47. Like,
goddamn 47.
I don't remember what math that person did, but they got the 47 and they were upset. They were like 13 colonies.
Yeah, something about 13
states.
colonies.
Goddamn 47. Like, what?
Oh my God. That video is still one of the funniest things. The only reason that's funny to me is because they were dead serious. They were trying to do math. First of all,
they were dead serious.
The math they did was wrong to start with. It was like 50 minus 13 is not 47. So let's just immediately start there. Like immediately just, even if that was what you needed to do to get the right answer, you didn't get the right answer by doing that. Even if that was the method. Like if that was the method, like just take the states minus the colonies, and you still got it wrong. Even if that was the method. That's not the method, by the way. That's just not the method.
Bad. That's not the method.
That shit was funny. So yeah, I the whole living in a box thing and like being a content creator, I love being a content creator. It's one of the funnest things that I do with my life at this point. And honestly, I've said this before, but it gives my life meaning. Like I feel like this is something that I was called to do, and just I really enjoy doing it. And I don't create really for anyone but myself. Like I create because I like to create, and if people happen to like it, then all the better. But like at the end of the day, if I was creating solely for the sake of other people, I would 100% hate doing this. Because I don't like doing anything that I do for the sake of other people, to be honest. And on a 100%. deep note, and not, I guess I was going to say not to get too deep, but I used to live my life for the sake of my parents for a very long time. I would say up until probably 25. I usually say 25 is when I officially realized, like, wait a second, I've been doing so much and like living so much for the sake of them. And what I mean by that is growing up, so I was a very academic person, very scholastic person, went to Catholic school. So I always had like just private school, tuition, just that whole thing, right? And my parents expected a lot from me because they're paying for me to go to school. Whereas like all my friends are just in public school for whatever reason. Like I just never really made friends with like the students in my actual school. Like outside of school, we didn't really hang out like that. Even to this day, like the people who I went to school with, I'm not really that close with or fond with, because it's like, I just never really bonded with those people. But the people who I'm like my closest friends are all just from like public schools. Anyway, so when I was younger, my parents had a lot of expectations in terms of like academically, like, oh, you need to be a straight A student, stuff like that. And I went through my whole life being a straight A student. Like that's what I did throughout school. I finished honor roll. I finished top of my class. I literally, like, if anyone finds the graduation video, I graduated high school, and the graduation was at the Leah Cora Center, which is Temple University's like auditorium. My graduation is there, and I'm on the stage as one of the top students in my senior class. Like I'm sitting on the stage. All the other students, obviously, like the bulk of the class they're just like out on the regular seats or whatever. But like there's a stage, and only the top, I don't know, 20 kids or whatever are like on this stage. I'm one of them. So, and then my one friend that I had that like was really, really close in high school was Victor, who was the valedictorian. All of like my decision making back then was like, oh, my parents wanted me to be friends with the guy who's the smartest in the class. Like, you should be friends with Victor.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I guess I should be friends with Victor. Then I become friends with Victor. Now, the good thing is, me and Victor actually had a lot in common, which made it work out. I don't know what would have happened if I would have tried to befriend him and we just didn't, but it ended up working out that we ended up just like liking anime, talking about like working out and just like other random shit, right? And making the same like crass jokes and all that. But these are things that were basically passed down, like, your parents want you to do this, so you do this. And then I get to college and it's like, you should do this. These are the majors that you should consider. Don't go for anything that's like not going to make money when you graduate. Okay, so I do that. And then when you're out of school, it's like, okay, now you should get this kind of job and then you should work towards this goal and this position. It's like, okay, you find yourself doing that. And then at like 25, I was like, holy shit, like I've been doing all of these things because like this is what my parents want for me and from me, but like they don't live my life. And if you do that, you will eventually start to have like mental health issues, in my opinion, because as someone who's experienced at that time what it was like to just have this thing where it's like I'm fighting against myself at that point. Like I'm literally
100%.
The real me is like at odds with the person that I've basically been becoming for someone else's sake. So then I just said, I'm not doing this anymore. And I completely cold turkey stopped caring about what I literally, not even disrespectfully, but I literally tell my parents like, okay, that's fine. That's what you want me to do, but I'm just not doing that. I'm just not doing that because I don't want to. I simply don't want to.
It's done.
Yeah, I just don't want to do that. And I'm not going to do it. I don't care that you want me to do it. I don't care you think it's in my best interest. If I don't want to do it and I genuinely don't want to do it, I literally just won't do it. And saying no to people has been one of the absolute best things for my mental health, best thing for my overall health, just saying no. Like, I'm not doing it. I don't want to. It's great. It's actually great. Practice it. If you're a person that lets people walk over you or you don't set boundaries very well, start today. Start practicing telling people no. Just no.
Just say no. Just say no to drugs. Just
unless somebody pays for them.
As I wear a drug T-shirt.
Unless someone else is paying for them, yeah, say no. No, I'm kidding, but in all seriousness, though, yeah, like just start saying no. Make boundaries.
Like for example, if your boss asks you to stay 10 minutes late and then he says he's not going to pay you, just say no.
Yeah, you just gotta learn to say no.
Time for you to. I'm sorry, boss. I'm clocked out. I gotta get out of here.
Well, shoulder shrug. I guess I gotta go catch my train. Like I can't. Oh,
sorry.
Yeah,
dude. By the way, catch my train has always been one of my. I've been using catch my train as an excuse for so long in different ways too. Like I remember when I was in high school, this is when like they started, because you know our generation is when we went from like no technology to technology in terms of computers and stuff. So like by the time I was in high school was when your papers started to have to be done like on a computer. You had to like type them up or whatever.
Right. And
although my dad had a computer, I wasn't really like ever allowed on it. Like it wasn't like a family computer. It was just like my dad's computer. And although he would have let me use it if like I needed to use it for school.
Right.
I just started using this excuse because I also wasn't always at my dad's house, and my mom's house didn't have a computer. So I also just wasn't always at my dad's house. So there was some practicality to this. But anyway, I would just use the excuse, hey, I don't have a computer. The teachers, I don't have one. I'm going to write the paper on paper like normal people. And that's how I'm going to hand the paper in. And then it's just funny because like that works in where like, hey, boss says, hey, I need you to stay an hour late, 50 minutes late, 15 minutes late. I got a train to catch. I don't drive. I don't drive. I got train. I don't even know how to drive. I got to get on this train. I'm out of here. I'm sorry, boss.
I literally can't do it. What do you want to do? My hands are tied. I can't do it.
Hands are tied.
So to transition a little bit about the Midwest Edison Clash, first of all, shout out to Nick Collins, who rolled out the red carpet for me, made it possible for me to go to that event. We had a nice little deal. He took care of me while I was there, me and Gary. It was awesome, honestly. I think the tournament was ran really well. It was ran in a gym, which the gym is really nice. I didn't know that Ohio, at least the part that we were in, Maumee, I think is the name of it. So Maumee, Ohio, Nick Collins, the guy who hosted this tournament, who set up this whole thing, the Midwest Edison Clash, he is a volleyball coach. And in Ohio, volleyball is apparently some outrageously big sport where a lot of talented people come from this specific area. This gym that we were at is not just like a regular gym. It's not a rundown gym. It is a state-of-the-art gym. And on top of that, it has all these trophies from all the times that these people have won who've come from this gym.
Damn.
Including a lot of Olympians and a lot of All-Americans and all types of accolades. So when you walk in the gym, first of all, it's really nice, like really, really nice. And they have a trophy case that is fucking gigantic and filled to the brim with trophies. And on the walls, they have the names of all the Olympians from this gym, all the fucking, like I said, all Americans, all the other accolade, like people who have accomplished things, who've gone to this, like who've been coached at this gym and who have played volleyball at this gym. It's a very prestigious gym. It's a very prestigious place, which I didn't know anything about until he was explaining to me. Then we got there, I was like, wow, I could actually see, like, I see it. Like, I'm this is all the physical evidence right here. That was really cool.
The only thing I know about Ohio is that it's a very religious place.
Yeah.
The only thing I know about Ohio.
And you will get that feel when you were there. It feels like it too. Like it's very white and very religious. And those things can be felt immediately. Now, I will say I didn't have any like strange interactions really, except there was like one thing, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you were all Yu-Gi-Oh people. Ideally, you were with common ilk.
Right. No, I mean, not always, because then after the tournament or before the tournament, like we got there on Friday, and so we like went around the town.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You were out. Frazier was out trying to find whatever. He was like, "Where's the best food? You guys tell me where the best fucking food is. I'm gonna go judge it. I'm gonna eat this shit. I'm gonna tell you if it's trash."
Yep. You're exactly right. So we did go around and like eat food and stuff like that. But it is very religious, like you said. It is, and I didn't see many other Black people, at least in the part that we were in, for what it's worth. Anyway, a great event. The gym was nice, and what I was going to say about this is the gym was big. And I love when a Yu-Gi-Oh event is spacious, because I do not when the fucking tables are crammed together to the point where when you're going through an aisle, you have to literally turn your body sideways and scoot and scoot and scoot
it's rough.
and say excuse me a million times. And then people sitting down have to scoot into the table almost to the point where their guts are like on top of their play mats at this point, and they push their cards forward because they're on new sleeves. I hate when I have to do all of that. And it's also hot. It's the summertime, right? So it's like hot. Nobody wants to be doing all that. This gym was extremely spacious. He set up the tables in a way where everyone had enough room to walk around in between rounds, and to find your actual round, you were able to like weave in and out very easily. And judges could also weave in and out without, even if the players were watching in the aisle, you didn't have to worry about like a judge being like, "Hey guys, we need the aisle clear," because the aisles were so fucking wide that really there's no excuse that a judge can't get to what they need to get to, because that's just how wide it was set up. Also, and if you're listening to this, you've experienced this before probably. You know those events you go to that are so annoyingly crowded, and whoever the TO is decided to set up the tables where the person sitting to your left and to the right, you guys are sharing the smallest amount of space to actually play the fucking game. So when you pull out your mat is literally either under or on top of the guy to your left's mat.
It's insane to me how like people running these events at this point in time, Yu-Gi-Oh is not new. At this point in time, some of these things should be figured out. Yeah. Like these are amateur mistakes, and they still happen, and it's like mind-boggling.
Yeah, I hate anytime I get to a tournament and I take my mat out and the person to my left and the person to my right also does the same thing. And at this point, everyone has a version of a Spellground, because they're just a common thing now, right? Not the literal actual Spellground, but just like a cloth 2-player mat that is huge. So like everyone folds them so that they're reasonable. But at the same time, the mats are wide. And even the mats that are just a regular, let's say a regular Yu-Gi-Oh mat, so the ones that you get for like top 80 and regional or whatever, or the ones that you can just buy, the mouse pad ones, right? Some people still use those. But like even those mats still have a good amount of width to them, because you need all the space for the zones and all that shit, right? Yep. There's no reason that if you pull out one of those mats, the table should be set up in a way where that would have to be on top of the person on the left. My mat should never be on top of somebody else's mat. And I hate when literally like my elbow is, I'm basically elbow locking with the guy next to me. I've had events like that where I'm crammed, and I just hate playing like that.
Your mat should at least be able to fit, like whatever the standard size mat is, right? That mat should be able to go down, and then there should be an inch of room on each side. Yep. You know what I mean? Like where I put my mat, there should be at least an inch of space between my mat and your mat, and then it goes all the way down like that. Like that's kind of how it should be set up.
Yeah, I love that this event had a lot of space. That is one of the things. These are the things that, and this is the older version of me who cares about things like this way more. When I was younger, I just played. I just showed up and I just played. I was a bot. But now I'm all into the aesthetic of things, and I'm all into just enjoying myself. I was just a fucking like a bot. Like I was just a killing. I was a killing machine. I was the Batosai, bro. I was literally the Batosai. Yeah, you could just sick me on people
earlier today.
The new one?
Yeah, because I never got a chance to watch it.
Me
So
either.
this morning when I woke up, I watched like 2 episodes when I woke up of the new Kenshin,
Yeah.
the remake.
But yeah, I was a bot, and now I care more about like a lot of other things that I didn't really notice or care for before. And so yeah, I just noticed the finer details that Nick put into this event. It was a really, really well run event. It was really good.
Shout out to Nick.
Yeah, shout out to him. In terms of the tournament, I scrubbed out. Obviously, you guys know that as you didn't see me top. I played against the one Macrocosmos deck. For people who care, I'll explain exactly what happened for one of my losses that was really like kind of interesting, I guess. So I play against the only Macrocosmos player in the entire tournament. I didn't know this, but then I did a player interview at like round 6 or something. Maybe it was round 7. I think it might have been like around round 7. I was 5-2 at this point. And they pull out this sheet of paper and they show me like, it shows Hero Frogs, how many people are playing Hero Frogs, how many people playing Value, Black Wings, Lightsworn, blah, 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 right? And then at the very bottom, it has one slash next to it. It says macro stun. And it's like, this is how many entered the tournament. So I get paired against the one macro stun guy, which is always annoying to get paired up against the suicide bomb deck, because you know that person is not going to do well. But like, I also accept all of my losses. I accept whatever happens. It's just kind of one of those things that obviously it is annoying to play against a deck like that, because those decks are so honed in on beating basically one other deck. And if they don't get their exact matchup every single round, they are not going to win they're not going to even go far. So I play against that. I win game 1. And I'm feeling really good because winning game 1 against that kind of deck is extremely important for obvious reasons. Side decking, then it becomes even more annoying. So I win game 1. Game 2, I get like flooded out or whatever. Like I don't draw a very decent hand. Game 3, I remember like he opens up like D Fisher and then flips a Mask Restrict. And I was like, okay, so obviously I knew that this is the type of game that we're going to be playing.
Yep.
In this game, I see all 3 of his Mask Restricts and I out all 3 of them, which is already like an incredible feat. I'm playing Hero Frogs, by the way. An experimental build of Hero Frogs, but it's Hero Frogs. Because at this point, I'm just like trying shit out. So I out all 3 Mask Restricts. And he is top decking. He has a back row that has not been doing anything. I suspect it's Starlight Road. I think after the game, it was revealed that it was Starlight Road. And then he has a Fossil Dyna. I have a Treeborn Frog and a Unifrog. And I Unifrog pop whatever the other back row was, so that Starlight Road is still there. And my life points are low, like 2,000 something, right? But we're in a situation where I need to be able to summon this Ryza that I have in my hand. I have a Ryza and a Caius in my hand. And he's top decking, so he has a Fosdyna. Fosdyna can beat one of my monsters. However, if he cannot clear both, on the following turn, I'm going to tribute for Ryza, and I'm going to spin this Fosdyna to the top, and I'm going to attack, and then you're going to draw Fosdyna, and then I'm going to tribute the next thing and summon Caius and attack, and you're just going to lose the game. And that's literally like so I look over at his monsters that are already in the grave and already banished. 2 survivors gone. 2 other Dynas are gone, by the way. A Banisher Radiance. And I say go, and he draws the 3rd DD Survivor and summons DD Survivor, attacks over Treeborn, attacks over Unifrog, and I basically lose from there.
Isn't it crazy? I wonder how many games of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, you know, there's those Yu-Gi-Oh! Stat channels.
Yep.
How many games of Yu-Gi-Oh! Come down to like the turn you lost, you would have won the next turn? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it happens so often where it's like the game literally came down to either you win this turn or I win this turn.
Yes.
It's like you have to draw and win, otherwise I win. I feel like that happens a lot.
Yeah, and when you're playing against a deck that is anti-meta, right, it's like designed to beat your deck, basically. A lot of those games definitely come down to like these really tight windows to seal victory. And if you don't close it in that window, then you kind of end up throwing the game and letting the deck that is definitely worse win. I think I played that game, especially game 3, really well. Game 2, I don't think it was anything. He went first, and there was just not much I could do. Game 3, though, I got to go first, and going first obviously is extremely important. I can get a Treeborn in the graveyard. I can maybe do a little combo or whatever. But it literally came down to, okay, if you don't draw a monster, you 100% are going to lose this game now. And he drew a monster. So that was like, and I guess technically it didn't end right there. I actually was at 100 life points after he attacked over both. I remember him saying, that's game, right? And I was like, let me do the math. And I'm doing the math. I'm like, okay, Survivor over Unifrog is 14. The other guy, Fosdyna over my Treeborn Frog is 1100. And I was like, I'm at 26. So I'm at 100 now. I just took 25. I'm pretty sure that was what it was. And I was like, okay, I'm at 100. So I draw, and then I draw like, I forget. But if I had drawn a Soul Exchange, which I play, that also would be disastrous for him because it'd be like Soul Exchange, Ryza, spin the back row that has not done anything. So that Starlight Road is going on top of your deck. It's the same exact situation, basically, honestly, if I draw Soul Exchange too.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just that he had to draw a monster. It's also he has to draw a monster, and I have to also not see any of my side deck stuff that could combat that exact situation on top of that. And so that kind of happened, and it was really early in the tournament. And I knew, I was like, my tiebreaker is going to be really bad. And I lost really early.
Yeah, because he's not going to go deep.
No. And so
he's going to lose the next 2 rounds.
Yes. And that probably is what happened. So I was like, okay, that sucks. Whatever. In terms of Maumee, Ohio, Nick showed us to some restaurants that I really liked. One of them was called Hangover Easy. If you ever go, get either one of 2 dishes, because he recommended the breakfast tacos. And they have like eggs, sausage, bacon, potatoes in taco form. And apparently it's crack. Gary got that. I got the chicken and waffles because when I went on Google Photos, I always look up restaurants in Google because they have. I
mean, chicken and waffles are so fucking good, bro.
It's so broken.
There's something about, because like, people should just do this more. There's something about having syrup on your fried chicken that's
insane. So fucking good.
Like, syrup is not supposed to be on fried chicken.
Says who?
Because it's too dangerous. All right, it's too dangerous. That's why. Because it's funny that like it's not something, because like I could just do it, right?
Yeah.
But it's something that isn't normal. Like people don't normally do it. But when you go to certain restaurants that do provide that, if that's on the menu, usually I do order it. Because chicken and waffles, usually the way, if a restaurant is making that, they're usually making it crack. And it's fucking,
it's
dangerous.
So good. So I went on Google Photos and I saw the picture of the chicken and waffles. I saw all the food pictures because people post. What I love about Google Photos, and if you don't know this hack, before you go anywhere, don't just like say like, oh, there's this place that's like 15 minutes away we can all just go to, and then you get no one looked at like the actual food. Like I need people to actually look at the pictures. This is how I determine what restaurant I'm going to. I don't give a fuck what the reviews say, unless they're like, if the reviews are bad, then obviously I care. I need to see the food. Because even if the restaurant has high ratings, that could be high ratings from a bunch of people who don't know good food.
Yeah.
So you cannot just trust that. I trust my eyes. I do an eye test more than I care about like a review. Now, granted, again, if something is reviewed badly or poorly, then sure, I'll be like, I probably don't want to go here because it has this many bad reviews. Either the service is really bad, and the food could be okay, but the service is like so bad that it makes it kind of an unpleasant experience, which I've experienced recently. Or the food is just mid, and the people think it's good, and they're reviewing it well because in this part of the world, people just don't know what good food is, right? Anyway, on Google Photos, Hangover Easy, chicken and waffles, it looked crack. The chicken was seasoned. It was so blatantly seasoned in the picture. And they marinated the chicken breast in hot sauce. So when they fried it, when you fry it, the skin and the actual like meat, because like whoever posted their food, the skin and the meat has that color to it that it was like bathed in hot sauce and fried with the hot sauce on it. So then it like, it's not super spicy, but it has that spicy, like just a bit of a kick to it, like just the faintest bit of a kick to it. And then the syrup just offsets that little bit of a kick. So even if you're a person that's like, oh, I don't really like spicy food, I don't really like hot sauce, the syrup neutralizes it in such a way, and the blend is so fucking good. The waffle was tender. My mouth is watering right now as I talk about this.
Bro. It's dangerous.
So Big Mama, your arm. It's fucking dangerous. Crazy. For people who don't know what that is, there's this really iconic black movie called Soul Food from the 90s. And in Soul Food, the whole premise is a bunch of black people, they gather around on Sundays and they eat dinner with Big Mama. Big Mama's like the matriarch of the whole family. So she cooks these like ridiculous Sunday dinners like baked macaroni and cheese, candy yams, collard greens, hog maws, string beans, candy corn, cream corn, ham, turkey, fried chicken, ribs. She cooks all of this shit basically every Sunday. In the movie, at some point, Big Mama, like her arm goes limp. And the little boy who's the main character, Miles, he's like, Big Mama, your arm. And then the next scene is they rushing her to the hospital. She's like on a gurney, like in a hospital, whatever. She's like getting rushed to the hospital, whatever. And they like, oh, it's her diabetes. We're going to have to take the arm. And she's like, no one's taking my arm. And then they end up taking her arm. So she gets amputated. And at the end of the movie, Big Mama dies. It's really sad. And then they all eat that exact same food in her honor that like killed her. And so one of the things that Black Twitter likes to do
such a classic.
Black Twitter is so good. One of the things on Black Twitter that I love is you'll go in the comment section of somebody posting like a really good meal. Like it'll be somebody will post chicken and waffles and it'll be like, this was crack. And then one of the comments will just be, Big Mama, your arm. And that shit, because like you just have to know layers of the internet, layers of the culture to even know why that is funny. But like I saw that shit and I just started crying because like now every once in a while you'll just see a crazy meal and then somebody will just post like, Big Mama, your arm. And I just love
it gets bad.
I love soul food.
Did you ever see the Boondocks episode? That's a parody of that movie. Of
course I have.
Dude, that Boondocks episode is so fucked. Where they're eating on beds and shit.
Yeah.
Because, like, you get the itis and just, you fall asleep in the restaurant on the bed. And, oh, my God.
That should be a real thing.
It's so good.
Americans would absolutely go for that. But, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The food was amazing. Hangover Easy was really good.
By the way. That would be disgusting. I would not eat at that restaurant where I'm on this bed where other people, no, hell no.
Notice I said Americans, not us.
Yeah, Americans, I do think that would pop. Yeah. I do think that would pop.
There are Americans who would absolutely eat on the same bedding as the person who just left the restaurant. Like as nasty as that.
No.
As nasty as that is, there are Americans who would absolutely make that place go viral. You hear me?
It's crazy.
Okay.
Crazy.
Then the other place he told us to go to, because he was setting up, so he wasn't able to go to this, but he told us that we should go because I told him I like sweets. And so me and Gary were sent on a little mission. He said, well, if you guys are hungry tonight, go to this place called Odd Fodder. Like ODDFODDER, Odd Fodder. Now, Odd Fodder, I didn't know what it was, but of course I went on Google, looked at the images, and it's a fried chicken place. And it's not just any fried chicken place. It's like, they have like all different kinds of ways to prepare the fried chicken. So it could be sandwiches, tenders, popcorn chicken. If you want like whole pieces, whatever. Like you can get all these different ways of fried chicken, but what they're also really known for is these crazy concoctions they make for desserts, like milkshakes that are stacked up to the brim, and they have like an entire slice of cheesecake on top of it, or an entire brownie on top of it, or an entire ice cream sandwich on top of the milkshake. And I'm not talking about like a small slice of cheesecake. I'm not talking about a small brownie. I'm not talking about a small ice cream sandwich. They're fucking huge. And
that's awesome.
The milkshake has, like the one I got, it was cream cheese ice cream with Fruity Pebbles blended in, whipped cream, sprinkles, and then it had graham cracker crust around the cup, like at the top of the cup. It just had like graham cracker like stuck to the cup. I forget how they do. They like stick it in something and then they like stick it in another thing. They stick it in something that makes it sticky, and then they like dip the cup in the batter, I guess, or like the graham cracker shit. They like get that all around. They do the same thing with like Oreo pieces or Reese's. Anyway, this one had graham cracker all around the top of the cup. And then, big straw in there, whipped cream, give it a nice swirl at the top. And then they put through the straw a slice of cheesecake so it stabilizes so that way it can't like fall off. But like the straw's like through the cheesecake into the cup. Just like this big ass piece of cheesecake with like cherry glaze, the cherry or strawberry glaze or whatever. Yeah. It has like that like dripping into the milkshake. It was fucking correct.
So what you're telling me is that you're not going to eat for the week.
That's exactly right.
Because I know the Frazier way.
I'm a yo-yo dieter. I'll eat 6,000 calories. I'll eat 6,000 calories in 3 days. And then, or not 3 days, in 2 days. And then I will decide that I'm not going to eat for a whole day or two. So you're absolutely right. I definitely have already been relaxed and all cool because that shit, it was a lot. It definitely was very dense, and I felt it. But the good thing is, for Yu-Gi-Oh events, I always have to fuel up the day before a tournament because I do not eat during a tournament, and tournaments literally...
Oh yeah, they're forever.
They literally can be a fucking 10-hour shift. Like you get there at 10 a.m., and you're not done playing until 10 p.m. If it's a RBET one-day event, which means 8 or 9 rounds of Swiss, plus 4 rounds of Top Cut, if you're there with somebody, like the case of Gary, who won Maryland last year, that was a 13-round tournament.
Yeah,
and it was one day. And if you're in the tournament like Gary was, you're just like, Gary did exactly what I did like when I was competing in my 20s. He just did not eat. He just fucking literally played that entire tournament and won the whole thing without eating. And he drank a lot of water, but like you just don't eat. And I'm the same way. I do not eat when I'm competing. I just drink water and I compete. If I eat, I feel like it throws me off. At least I found that out about myself when I was way younger. And so I just don't do it. And also like in the morning time when tournaments are happening, it's too early for me to be eating. Like I don't like eating too early. It's just a me thing. I don't wake up hungry. I wake up where food is kind of repulsive. Like I do not like food at like, let's say 8 a.m. When you wake up for a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, I don't like food.
I know people like that. That is not me. It's funny. a couple months ago, I saw one of my grandmoms, and then she had asked me, and I had kind of forgot this about myself, I guess. But she was like, "Hey, are you still like?" We were just randomly talking about it. But she was talking about how when I was younger, and I would like stay at her house, like I'd wake up in the morning and I would be ravenous, just like as a young kid, like I'd be ravenous.
I think
like,
it's normal.
I needed food, pancakes, whatever, early in the morning. She's like, "Are you still like that?" And I was like, "Well." I was like, I'm an adult, so I control the fact. I'm not an asshole about it. I'm like, but yeah, I usually still wake up and like I want to just eat as soon as I wake up. But you know, I'm more rational and I don't make that everybody else's problem.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is normal for humans to wake up out of a sleep and be hungry. For whatever reason, I've just always been repulsed by food when I wake up for a few hours, and I don't know what that is. It's just like a thing. But
that's why I adopted like this thing where I don't like eating before I go to bed, not because of any health reasons, because some people say you shouldn't eat before you go to bed for one reason or another. I don't base any of that off of that. I don't know the lore on any of that. My thing is, no matter how much I eat before going to bed, I'm going to wake up hungry. When I wake up, I'm going to feel hungry. So if I eat and then go to sleep, I feel like I wasted money. It's like, why did I waste? Why did I waste money?
That is very valid.
Food?
That's very valid what you just said, because that's how you overeat too. Eating before bed, going immediately to sleep, but you didn't burn any of that off. Your body burns so few calories while you're at rest, obviously. So like literally eating, going immediately to bed, and then waking up and eating again. If you're a person that does wake up and you're immediately hungry, like the smell of bacon will wake you up out of your sleep and you come downstairs and you're like, I have to have it. If you're one of those people that knows as soon as I wake up, I need a bacon, egg, and cheese, it does not make sense for you to then eat a cheesesteak the night before or a slice of pizza the night before. That's just really, really bad. Now, the reason why they say, or one of the reasons why they say not to eat before bed is because it spikes your blood sugar levels. And what that does is, one, when you sleep, if you get a full 8 hours of sleep, it usually resets your glucose levels so that way it affects your hormones, your energy, and your appetite. People who don't get good sleep, like me, we can end up in states where we're kind of ravenous throughout the day and we can just eat over and over and over again because our glucose levels never got reset properly because I just don't sleep enough. And it'll make you snack more. It'll make you feel like you're hungry more because you're just not regulated properly. Like, and then your hormones are imbalanced. It's just a whole thing. But eating before bed is bad for multiple reasons. One, again, you're not doing anything active, which is why in a lot of other countries, dinner time is actually around actual 5 o'clock because you want to eat that meal and then you want to have some time to actually be awake and doing things and digest and then, use the bathroom if you have to, and then go to bed. And then when you wake up, you will be very hungry because you ate dinner at 5 or 6 p.m. In America, at least when I was growing up, my grandmother or whoever did not start preparing dinner and have dinner ready until literally like 8 or 9 p.m. every night. And I was just used to eating super late at night. That's just like the way I grew up. And so I never really ate dinner at like 5. Like 5 was, when people told me that, I was like, that is so early. Like I never had dinner at 5 p.m. But like a lot of people do actually eat dinner at 5.
We didn't have dinner at 5 but because usually my parents weren't home from work yet.
Yeah.
Like 5? Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like when I was super little.
The world changed so much too when you think about it. Because there was a world where your mom would have just been home having dinner. Like the world that your dad grew up in, I'm sure that his mother, let's just use it as an example, but because obviously context, but like there's the old world where our parents, like my dad, your dad, their mothers were most likely at home being a home wife or housewife or whatever, cleaning and making dinner and having that shit ready so that when the man gets home at
5 o'clock,
6 o'clock,
whatever,
there's already food. It's already, your plate's already heated up. It's in a microwave. It's whatever, right? But like you said, your parents and my parents too worked, so there was no.
Yeah. When we were growing up, both parents went to work. So when I got home, in fact, there was times when I was younger, too young to where I couldn't go home by myself. My school had like an aftercares program where like the younger kids would be able to stay at the school and then the parents would pick them up. And that would last, and they would like pay a couple teachers to stay there. That would last until 6 o'clock at night. And there were often times where I wasn't picked up till 6:15. You know what I mean? Like, So my parents didn't get it. So anyway, to agree with your point, we certainly didn't really eat dinner at 5 or 6 because we weren't even home at 5 or 6.
Yep. And that makes total sense. But yeah, eating right before bed, not only, so on top of all the other stuff I said about just resetting your glucose levels and spiking your blood sugar before you go to bed, which is already bad in itself, it also has a propensity for me and for a lot of other people to give you really lucid dreams or nightmares.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Most food that Americans consume is sugary. Just in general. If you eat something like that has bread, bread just turns into sugar anyway. Like bread.
Well, the bread in America.
Yes.
The bread in America.
That's why I said Americans.
Is a lot of sugar. Our bread in a lot of other countries is considered cake. Like our regular bread in most countries is considered cake. Because like our bread has a lot of fucking sugar in it. Like, for example, if you watch anime, a lot of you guys are nerds, right? We're nerds. There's something I didn't understand for a long time. But if you watch anime, there would be like, especially an anime that takes place in a high school, there will be things where like they get super excited to get bread. Oh my God, they have bread. Like today's bread day. And like they want to rush like and get bread at lunch or whatever. Yeah. And I was always like, it's fucking bread. Like, what is happening? And it wasn't until I got a little bit older, I learned a little bit more about the rest of the world, et cetera, and that like bread for them, especially the way it's made in America, is just like, it's a sweet, it's a pastry, it's a dessert. Yeah. And we just were like, make a sandwich. Like,
yep, Kurko's in the basket. There's a whole episode where they're literally trying to procure bread. And it's a really big deal when the kids are lined up and they're all trying to just get bread. But no, you're right. Bread in America is very high in just carbs and sugar density. And eating anything that is a typical American meal before like late is going to spike your blood sugar. And what that obviously does is increase your brain activity. It makes it harder to go to sleep. It's just like, imagine, how when people give kids candy and you see the fucking kid running around crazy. That adults are the same way. We just control ourselves. It doesn't mean that our brain is not still fucking moving at 500 miles an hour, because when you eat sugar, it has a chemical effect on your brain, right? It makes your brain just naturally start overclocking. It's like overclocking your brain. Eating sugar before bed and then trying to actually rest your eyes and like turn yourself off. Now your brain is still on, is what I call it. Like, I don't know the scientific term for it, but this leads to, especially for me, and I know other people who are like this, but especially for me, if I eat something that is either sugary or high in carbs before bed, I'm going to have a lucid dream for sure. A dream that like is very vivid. One of the ones that I probably can control something in it, or it's like a nightmare. Straight up, like realistic nightmare levels of a dream. So I avoid eating super, super late as well because of that reason. Because I just know what it does.
Get me fucked up because you know what I mean. I'll go out there. I love lucid dreams, but I have them anyway. Yeah, I have lucid dreams.
Yeah, like eat a candy bar. Just try like something that's not too crazy, but like eat a Snickers before bed if you ever want to just test it out. And you will. I can almost guarantee if you eat a Snickers before you go to bed, you will have a dream of all dreams. Like something like just something chocolate or sweet, like a Reese's Sticks or something for me.
Talking about it like it's fucking mushrooms.
Right.
Like you're going to be fucked up.
It's just sugar. Sugar is also, and it's crazy because like I know a lot of drugs get a bad rap, but sugar should also get an equally bad rap for what it does to the human body.
Yeah, well, it's starting to, but
it is. Yeah,
our economy is like so run by like there's too much money in it. You know what I mean?
It is. Like sugar is a very legalized drug, honestly. And what it does to us is so bad. The dependency that we have on it, I can speak for myself. I know I have sugar dependency for sure. I love sugar. Yeah. I've been replacing a lot of the sugar that I normally would eat in my day-to-day with fruit. It's still me getting my intake of, instead of straight up glucose is fructose, but still, I still need sugar. I love sugar so much. And so I've been trying to get it naturally.
All sugar's not bad.
Right.
It's having the right moderation, and it's, fruit is generally pretty good for you versus like ultra processed foods, etc. It's just that it sucks because I've, for the most part, reduced my sugar intake a lot. I don't really eat candy like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like for a long time, every now and then, but I don't really eat candy. I still mostly drink water. The thing that sucks though is that when you realize there's just sugar and all these other things that are also like just in things that you don't think about would have sugar. It's like, oh, this has sugar in it too. And you're like, why the fuck does this have sugar in it? Yeah. And it's like, it's just everywhere. You can't escape it.
I bought pre-made meatballs, like a bag of meatballs at the market. Cause I like whenever I want to get into my diet bag, I like eating a lot of protein and just like meat without any kind of bread, any kind of carb thing with it. But I've been checking, obviously, the nutrition facts on the bag of meatballs because there's so many brands. And I'm like, what's the difference, right? And some of them will be like, when you look at it, there will be so many carbs in the meatballs. And I'm like, why do these meatballs have so much added sugar or so many carbs? And it's like, oh, made with breadcrumbs. And so that's already one thing because bread in America, right? So made with breadcrumbs. So literally the meatball was made with obviously meat product, chicken, beef, pork, whatever. Usually it's a combination of a bunch of different things. So the meatball's already made with meat, but then they also just add breadcrumbs to it to make it tastier. And you don't really know when you're eating a meatball that like breadcrumbs were a part of the ingredients unless you do know. But obviously there's sugar and there's carbs in that. And so I will find the meatballs that are literally just mostly meat and have very little, if no, I don't want breadcrumbs. Like if it says blatantly that it has breadcrumbs, I usually just won't even buy it because it kind of defeats the purpose. I'm like, I don't want to have, if I wanted to do this, I would just have fucking garlic bread with my meatballs at that point.
Fuck it.
So yeah, that's been like my thing. I'll get a bag of meatballs, but I did notice that they have added sugar and carbs. I'm like, this is meat. Why does it have, like there should be no sugar. Like if I go buy a pack of chicken and it says sugar on it, I'm confused on what the fuck is going on.
We are a sugar country. Look, sugar is in our entire country. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And it might not just be our country. Like obviously I'm sure there's other countries that have the same issue, but I know that it's an issue in America more so than some other countries I can name.
Now, I love sugar, like I said, and I yo-yo on it. When I was on vacation this past weekend in Ohio, I haven't indulged in something like a milkshake in, I don't think
you're going to fuck me up now, though, too, because now I'm going to want a milkshake.
Kenny, I don't think I've had a milkshake this year until this past weekend. I'm going back. So what I'm doing right now in my head is I'm going back to Japan specifically, because I know in Japan I ate a lot of different like sweets and stuff like that. But Japan, not really, at least from where I was at, I didn't really see like milkshake type stuff like that. Like it was a lot of different types of drinks and all kinds of dairy confections and stuff like that. But in terms of like a milkshake, I don't recall seeing a milkshake. So I don't think I had a milkshake in Japan. And I haven't been into as many tournaments and YCSs. Like I skipped nationals. I skipped the YCS Providence that like Cairo came over here for and everything. Like I was in Japan during that time. So I skipped a lot of that shit. And those are the type of things that like would invoke me to get something like a milkshake because I'm with friends and it's like, oh, let's just be ridiculous, right?
Just go hang out and have fun. Yeah.
So I haven't had one in so long. And another thing I realized about traveling and like going to tournaments, stuff like that is just one, expensive, obviously, but just the eating habits are so much worse than your typical eating habits. Like I indulged in so much shit that I haven't had in a while. Like again, I haven't had chicken and waffles, and I don't even know when the last time I had chicken and waffles. I don't know the last time I had just like really fucking good fried chicken covered in syrup. The last time I had like a lot of the shit that I was eating.
When you say it, it sounds like fried chicken covered in syrup. Like that shit sounds crazy.
I haven't had so many things that I had this past weekend, so I just let myself completely go and had a great time eating, and it felt really good. Now I like have to come back and lock in. And I'm like, and I have a milkshake place right near my house, and have not used it all year. Like literally have not. Now I got cookies. I did get cookies from there a couple weeks ago, and they were amazing. But a milkshake, once I saw the milkshakes were over 2,000 calories each, because they also do that thing where they put a whole brownie, a whole fucking cake, a whole, like just a whole thing on top of it. I haven't had one of those all year. And they're also wildly expensive here. Ohio's way cheaper.
I'm sure they are.
They're like $18 here. In Ohio, it was $12 for that milkshake. It was literally.
There's also the sugar tax that we specifically have in Philly. I don't know if they have that in how many other places, but.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But that probably did contribute to it too. Yeah, it's really dumb. For people who don't know, in Philadelphia, there is a tax on sugary drinks, and it is pretty expensive, actually. So if you want to buy like Pepsi or Coca-Cola or Hawaiian Punch, God forbid, if you want to buy like any of those things, it costs more money if you buy it in the city of Philadelphia as opposed to like buying it in one of the suburbs. So I know people who literally will go shopping outside of the city, specifically like go right outside of the city and go to a market just to get a lot of their groceries because they don't want to pay the sugar tax, which is a real thing. It's really just a tax on the poor. The people who consume, this is just like a fact, the people who consume the most sugary drinks are actually people who are of lower class.
100%.
Just how it is.
It's another way to, it's another way to say fuck us,
Yeah.
It just happens every now and then. They come up with a new fancy wording to say fuck you guys.
Yeah. Like you're taxing something that, whatever. It's supposed to, in theory, it's like, oh, it's supposed to be a deterrent so that you don't buy this thing that is bad for you. But it's like, why are we allowing things that are bad for kids anyway? Like,
here's the thing though, that argument doesn't work because if you're saying, hey, I got to do this thing to make a deterrent because it's bad for you, then you could make it illegal, right? If you're arguing that like it's so bad for you, got to make a deterrent so you guys don't get it, then couldn't you put more restrictions on it? Couldn't you make it more illegal? Could you make them change certain practices to make things safer or more healthier? No, okay,
yeah.
all right.
Our food health department is not very good. And that is why America is one of the countries that still allows like over 20 different ingredients that are banned in every other country. Like Skittles, the entire fucking ingredient list for Skittles just has a bunch of shit in it that is super banned in every other country. I bring up Skittles because they're one of the main ones that pretty much everyone talks about when this comes up. But like Skittles has multiple ingredients that you just cannot use in other countries because it literally has been proven to lead to all kinds of defects and all kinds of just diseases and bad things in humans. And we just
companies that make the bag of Skittles that come to the US, for example, I think I'll assume this is true for Skittles. I didn't hear it specifically for Skittles, but I know it's true for a lot of other things like cereals and stuff. But the companies that make like the Skittles, let's say, that'll send the Skittles to America, those same factories make the Skittles that they send to Canada. And they make them completely different because Canada has those ingredients banned.
Yep.
So it's not like they can't do it. It's like the exact same factory that's making the Skittles for Canada makes them for America, but we get all the bullshit because, I don't know, capitalism. And yeah.
Yeah, it's actually kind of wild. So that's all that talk.
Yeah, I know there's a big rant I want to hear from.
Yes. So
this is what we came this was all preamble. All right. I need to hear this. You know, we're in the fourth quarter.
Yep. Here we are.
Hit me, baby. Hit me.
So at Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments in the last couple years since Kenny and I have started the IMNerd podcast, I've received a lot of love and just support from the community, which I really appreciate. Definitely notice every single person who walks up to me and says something to me. A lot of people did that this past weekend, which I love. And I had a player interview in the chat. The chat was like super happy to have me on. And apparently they said they kept asking for me. They were like, where's Frazier? Bring Frazier on. All a bunch. Like that's literally what I was told. And then when I sat down for my interview, I could see like the chat, even though it was really small, because like it's like, you know, computer set up with OBS and shit. So I'm staring at it, like I'm squinting, trying to read what people are saying. But I saw a bunch of hearts, a bunch of fucking heart eyes, like a bunch of emojis. So I was like, oh man, like people are really happy.
Showing love.
People showing love, right? And that's been the experience over the last couple of years. But every once in a while, you'll get somebody who's a little off. So I play against someone in a tournament. He's playing Amaryllis. And I like destroy him game one. It really was a nothing sandwich of a game. I just like win because I'm playing Hero Frogs. He's playing Amaryllis. And in game two, he wins. And in game three, I destroy him again. And when the game was over, when game three specifically was over, I remember there was like somewhat of a crowd developing because it took a little while, but let's say we're like 36 minutes into the round and it's a 45-minute round. So there's like 9 minutes left. So still a good amount of time to be finishing a match. Because this match did not take particularly long, to be honest. I lost game two kind of quick. And then game one, he lost quick. And then game three was a game that was like, there were points where I was nervous, but then once I realized that he didn't have shit, it was just like, oh, okay. So you're just super cooked. And when the game ended, I remember holding a hand. I was holding my hand in my right hand. All of my cards, I had them like the way I'm holding it right. I was doing this. So for audio listeners, I'm just holding, like, just imagine I have 6 cards in my hand. I have 6 cards in my hand. And I have a field of Gores, a Gores token, and a Vanity's Fiend. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, while my opponent is basically top decking, right? I attack over all of their stuff. I pass with the I have a Goyo Guardian. When it all said and done, I have a Goyo Guardian and I have a Gores and a Vanity's Fiend. And I pass with 6 cards in my hand. And my opponent draws for turn. They have a total of 2 cards total. So I have 8 to their 2. And they go activate Hidden Armory, get Mark of the Rose. Mark of the Rose, take Gores. I keep saying Goyo. Take Gores. I attack Vanity's Fiend for 300. I'm like, okay, take 300. And then main phase 2, they like tribute it for Destiny Hero Dasher. I'm like, okay. And I'm just thinking like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like what? Okay, so I draw for turn. I bring back Treeborn, tribute it for like, let's say Riser or some shit. It's like attack for a lot, go, they draw, blah, blah, the game ends. Okay, game's over. Game wasn't particularly close. There was like some decisions that I had to make sure that I won. But if you look at that game start to finish, you'd be like, there was never a point where you were not in control. There was a point where it looked like you could lose control and you would have to fight for it, but that never ended up happening. It never manifested. I just was in control from start to finish of game 3. So we're sitting there. I'm like, GG's. I fist bump like I do everybody. I always say GG's, always fist bump, win or lose, whatever. I'm sitting there, I'm deciding, and he goes,
where is this going to go?
And he says, hey, is that the outfit that you wore when you won Indianapolis last year? And I was like, oh yeah, like it actually is. I was like, wow, I'm surprised that you like noticed that. But I was like, yeah, I'm wearing the exact shirt and exact pants that I wore when I won Indianapolis last year. Like same exact comp. I literally packed it on purpose because I have a lot of clothes, Kenny.
Yeah.
You've been to my apartment. I have clothes out the wazoo. So like
Too many.
I tell people all the time, I could literally change into a different outfit every single day and look like a different person every day completely. Like you will just see a different top and a different bottom and a different pair of sneakers for 365 days straight.
Guys, when I tell you don't understand. He has too many clothes. Okay?
Yes.
Every room in his kitchen has clothes. He has clothes. Literally, like he has too many fucking
outrageous.
clothes.
So I intentionally, because I won in that outfit, I was like, I want to wear this because this outfit is obviously like, it represents a good memory for me, is good vibes. It's also a long sleeve shirt. So if people don't remember, you also know most people actually who watch the channel probably know what this outfit is too, because in the intro that we typically use on videos where it's that shirt with the flames on the arms, right? So it's a long sleeve t-shirt, which I love long sleeve t-shirts, by the way. Long sleeve t-shirts are my favorite kind of t-shirts, but specifically I like wearing long sleeves for anywhere that's going to be cold, potentially like a movie theater or a Yu-Gi-Oh event. If I'm expecting it to be a little chilly, I like wearing a long sleeve t-shirt, if not a hoodie. It's too hot for hoodies, so I cannot wear hoodie. We're still in the summer. Summer does not end until September 20th, so it is still fully the summertime right now. But I will wear a long sleeve tee in a movie theater in the summer just because movie theaters are fucking cold and I hate being cold. I get uncomfortable.
Except for my movie theater, apparently. When I went to go see Fantastic Four, it was fucking hot in there, bro.
I would not like that. I would actually complain.
It was hot in there.
So I'm wearing the exact top and bottom. I have on different shoes. I did not literally have the same boot. I wore boots in Indianapolis last year when I won. But I'm wearing like a different pair of sneakers that I just like wearing a lot of the time. And so he says like, is that the same outfit you wore last year when you went to Indianapolis? So already I'm thinking like, oh shit. One, you clearly either watch the channel because people who watch the channel probably know that, either subconsciously or consciously, right?
Because you've seen it.
You've seen it so many times that you start to just be like, oh yeah, I do know. Like I recognize that shirt. Because I don't expect people to just know my clothes, right? So I'm smiling, I'm deciding, and I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I was talking to my friend who's a girl about your outfit, and I was asking her opinions on it, and she was telling me how much she loves it. And she's like a big fan of it, and she's like, she loves it. And I was like, oh, thank you. And he was like, but I hate it.
All right. Okay.
And so I stopped deciding.
What is happening?
So I stopped deciding.
Oh my God. I wish I was there so bad. I would have laughed so hard. Go ahead. Continue.
So I stopped deciding. Now I want to interject real quick and just say this. I'm going to interject on myself. I know autism is a very real thing. I have a friend and somebody who I've known for over 15 years now, probably, right? Who's autism. It's a known thing. A kid from our local. We all kind of grew up with him. I am used to dealing with people who have autism. It's not a big deal. It's not a problem. But one of the things that can happen with somebody who's on the spectrum is that they can say some things that are inappropriate without knowing it. And that is just like a thing that you just have to deal with. Like sometimes they'll say things that are just inappropriate, and there's different levels. It's a spectrum. It's one of those things that like, obviously some people are nonverbal, like literally do not speak. And then some people just say inappropriate things and have poor social awareness or just don't know what you should or should not say. So I don't know if this person is autistic at all. I have no idea. But but
that doesn't matter because even autistic people, people are tired of people using those things as excuses.
Yes.
Having whatever disability is not an excuse for being an asshole. And those communities are getting tired of people like Elon Musk being racist and being like, hey guys, I'm autistic. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What's happening here?
So I don't know. I'm not able to diagnose this particular person. Don't know them from a can of spray paint. There was some random Amaryllis player, and they just say, I hate your outfit. Cool. And so I stop siding and I look at them and I go, okay, do you know anything about fashion? And they go, no, not really. And I was like, okay, so then why do you? And then I stop and I just go, all right, so anything else? And they're just like, no, I just hate it. I just thought it was too gaudy.
It's a black t-shirt.
He's like, I hate the flames on the side. And I was like, okay. And I literally sit there thinking, because I was like, you know what? I am a change person. Like I am trying every day to be a better person for myself, for my own sake. And so I was like, you know what? Good luck in the rest of the tournament, man. That's all I can really say. And I was like, oh, wait, you're not in the tournament anymore. And then I just put my stuff in my bag and I walk away. And I just thought that entire thing was extremely unhinged.
I wish I was there. I would have laughed so uncontrollably. I would have made it so much worse. Because I would have just been laughing so uncontrollably. Because people are so ridiculous.
Yes. Like Kenny. And this is what I mean by unprovoked. Ridiculous. So like, I'm an asshole, yes, right? Going back to the very beginning of this podcast, I am 100% an asshole. I can be like a very abrasive person. I can be a very just hard person to deal with or talk to, but I am not that unprovoked. However, what would possess someone to say that? Like, what would possess someone to say that? Again, I don't know if he was bitter, and this is what I assume, and I can only assume. I assume that he was bitter because I just eliminated him, right? Like, he isn't, like, the tournament's over for you. And maybe he felt the need to just be like, all right, I'm just going to say this crazy thing to you for no fucking reason other than the fact that I'm sick that I just lost and it wasn't particularly competitive or close. Yeah, I don't know what will provoke somebody to say that.
I think also, though, there's another side where it's like when you're like not even to say famous, right? Because you're obviously not famous. You're famous to Yu-Gi-Oh players. Yes,
just in the Yu-Gi-Oh world. Well, thank God, because I could not imagine dealing with this type of interaction or just when you're so many people all the time.
When you're someone that people know your name for whatever reason, it gives people the right in their head. It doesn't really give them the right, but whatever. But it gives them the right where they feel like they can just say things to you, right? Because you're just content in a way. You know what I mean? Like, it's like why, like, you know, there's a really old video. I don't remember if it was Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise. It was one of those generic white actors that everybody loves. But a guy like runs up and like squirts him with a water gun, like shoots a water gun at him and then tries to run away. And then the actor grabs them by the wrist and he's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that to me? And he starts like lecturing him. Like, do you think just because you can just walk up and do this to me? But it's just one of those things where, like, for the most part, no matter who eliminated that person for the tournament, if that person looked across the table and didn't like the clothes they were wearing, I'm going to say 9 times out of 10, they probably just don't say anything. They probably walk away. And then when they go to their friends, they go, dude, this fucking guy, like, fucking loser. Like, he's wearing, like, fucking flames on his shirt. Like, when he's fucking 12 years old.
Which is totally fine. Vent
like,
to your
9
friends.
times out of 10, that's what happened.
I would say 9.9 times out of 10, but yes.
But because you're Frazier Smith, and not just Frazier Smith, if you were Billy Brake or fucking et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Because you're a name that they know, they feel as though they can say, hey, by the way, like, I think the clothes you're wearing are, like, really ugly. Like, you look like an idiot. Like, it's just like this thing that they would never say to anybody else. But it's just because you're a name that they and everybody else knows. They go, it's just like, and it's not even like they think about it consciously. It's just like a switch. It goes off on their brain, and it's just like they feel like it's a natural thing. They're allowed to just talk to you this way.
It is OD because, again, I'm staring at this person who is wearing one of the most basic bitch outfits I've ever seen, too. Which it just was like the audacity of it all. The things that I could say, and I'm just like, it is not worth it. Nick made sure that I got to this event, made sure that my expenses were paid for, did right by me, showed me a good time, and I am not about to mess up this man's first event with any kind of altercation or just situation where a judge has to intervene and be like, what's going on? What's like, I'm not about to have some unsportsmanlike conduct moment. It's Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. Take your L and move on. Like, I don't know. Again, don't know if this person is autistic or not. Really, like you said, though, it's not a good excuse for bad behavior, but at least I can empathize if it's like, okay, this person just has a history or a habit of saying very inappropriate things. They can't control themselves. And maybe when they get mad, this is their way of expressing it. Like, they lose at a game. We also, again, in our experience, the person that we know, when they would lose, they would actually lash out sometimes. Like, and it would be an entire event. Like, it would be a whole thing where they would just say things and like sometimes bang their hand and just like all kinds of stuff. Right. And so I've seen, like, again, I have personal experience at locals with someone. But
even the people in question that we know, they never do that in public. Like, I've been at tournaments with these people.
Right.
And they don't act like that in public because at the end of the day, there's a certain level of just decorum that people have where you you just understand that you act differently in public just as a respect thing. Not even like to once again call back to something we were saying earlier where it's like whether or not you're pretending in front of people, but to some level, they're just having a respect for like your other citizens that are around you. Yeah. And like, it's just a respect thing. Like, you don't act like a fucking asshole.
And then I was telling some of the other players like Marcus Hayden, Chai T, a couple other people. I was telling them the story, and they were like, what was this guy Henry, who got second place at one of the RBETs recently. I was telling a bunch of them like the story because after it happened, and I think that happened on day one, so now it was day two. So on day two, I was telling people the story about how like this one weirdo just said like this really absurd thing for no reason, just unprovoked, and everyone thought it was like so ridiculous, and we all was like laughing at it and everything like that. They were like, yeah, that is really fucking bizarre to do. Like what will possess somebody to, I was like, I don't know, like what,
I love that.
I don't know what would make you say that. It's just like a weird thing to do or weird thing to say, but everyone agreed. It was like, that is the
other thing
weird.
too is like, to me, that shirt, now I don't know what your pants look like, so I don't know what like the whole fit looks like, but the shirt just seems like such a regular, it's just a t-shirt with flames on it. Like it's not even like you were dressed in like some high fashion thing.
No,
like you were just wearing like pretty normal, just like at least in terms of shirt. Once again, I don't know what the shoes and the pants look like, but it just looks like a normal shirt. Like it's not even something that you would ever really comment on. It's just like a shirt with flames on it.
Hold on, I'm going to send you
because I've seen the stuff you wear. Like you wear some pretty like
you
can wear some weird, really bizarre things where I could see if somebody has a more conservative taste.
Yes,
it might
this
be
is
off-putting.
Not one of them. Look at
this
Discord.
is just literally a normal ass shirt.
Like go into Discord chat. This is what I'm wearing. Like this is literally.
Yeah, you're wearing a shirt, pants. Like are those like swishy pants?
Yeah, they're like they're like the basketball material, like the that's they do swish.
Pants,
yeah,
right?
They're like swishy. Yeah,
it's just like an outfit. Like it's literally just an outfit, and I don't understand. Also, are the flames? Is that like a skull, like a dripping skull at the bottom?
No, I don't think so.
It looks like maybe not a skull, but you see how it kind of looks like there's like a rounded face, and it looks like there's two dots for eyes, and then it's like dripping. I don't know.
I see what you mean, but it's the brand is called Eric Emanuel. The shirt is made by Eric Emanuel. And it's just EE at the bottom, and the EE is on the chest. So like there's an EE logo where like the polo horse would be, I guess, if you think about it like that. There's like E or like a Nike check. It's just EE right there, and on the sleeves it's flames, and then it has EE on it. But again, to me, go ahead.
It's just like it just looks like such just like a, I don't know. I don't know why anybody would ever comment on it. I don't know. It's just so weird to me. Like I don't get it, because I've seen like you have like that Shino, like the fucking Shino jacket that like goes up to your nose.
I have some.
I mean, and if you're an anime fan, that shit is sick. But it's just funny because like I've seen you wear really eccentric things.
Yes, and
this
is
is not even remotely close to the most eccentric things I've seen you wear.
Even. I would never think that of all the things that anyone would ever like hate on in terms of outfits, I would never think that this would be one of them, because like you said, if somebody's really conservative and they have like really conservative fashion or whatever, like they just don't understand, right? Some people just don't understand fashion. So they're like, anything that is too avant-garde is not for them, right? Which is fine. Like, again, to each his own. There are things in the world that I do not understand, I do not care for because I do not understand them, but I also just avoid those things because, like I said, I think going to things or like seeking out things that you do not like is mental illness. But in this case, like, okay, I'm in front of you, I'm wearing something that you don't like. Do you tell all of your opponents that you hate their outfit when you don't like their outfit? Because that is also that's an outrageous thing to do. Like, I just don't know. But like it could be the parasocial thing that happens when you're a content creator, where people feel like that is normal or okay to say. And it's like, why would you make a comment? It's like, I also was bringing this up to the other people like Marcus and Eric, and how I said, you really shouldn't, unless you are friends with somebody. And even then, like, you have to really, like, it depends on context and like how you and that person's relationship is. You should not be commenting on people's bodies and people's clothing and things like that. You don't know what situation people are in. Like, for example, I would never say to somebody like, oh, you have holes in your shirt, you must be poor, or you can't afford new clothes. Because like, first of all, rude. Like, why are you making comments about this person's clothes? You do not know what they have to do for clothing. You do not know what their situation is. So it's already just like weird to be commenting on people's bodies or people's clothes. That's already like ridiculous to me. Just like unprovoked. You do not know this person. You do not know me. Like, you just do not know me. You know me as a YouTuber. You know me as a Yu-Gi-Oh player. But that is not the whole of who I am as a person. So it's just like a very weird thing to say. And I don't know. The whole interaction was very weird because, like I said, his friend, who's a girl, apparently like loved it. She was just like, I think it's.
That's where I thought this was going to go in a slightly different direction. I thought he's going to be like, yeah, my friend that's a girl likes it. I think it's really gay because a girl, you know what I mean? Like, I thought you were going to go in that direction with like, it's a really girly outfit. And I was just like, okay. But it didn't go in that direction, luckily. But, you know, it almost the direction it went in is almost worse. Not that it's actually worse, but it's worse because it's so much more ridiculous in a weird way because it's so fucking random.
Yeah, and like
it's
you
such a
said,
non-thing, and they made it a thing. It was like, what is happening here?
you would never look at that particular outfit and think anything of it, honestly, in terms of like, especially in terms of like hate, because hate is a strong word too, right? Like
it's just black pants and a black shirt. Like it's literally like it's like the most default outfit you can have. It just has like some stuff on it. It says Balenciaga on the pants and it has flames on the but like it's a black shirt and black pants at the end of the fucking day. It is the most like
you wouldn't even like make a comment
outfit you can wear.
Yeah. You wouldn't even, if we were around each other and I was wearing this, you wouldn't even make a comment particularly about any part of it because it's just like, it's just clothes.
No, it's just
like regular ass clothes.
They're just regular clothes. I've seen them a million times. Whereas like, there's like, for example, the Shino, like I don't know what it's really called, but like the Shino jacket, right?
Where
like, that stands out to me because of like, it's a Naruto type. Obviously, that's not blatantly supposed to be a Naruto, but I'm sure you bought it for that reason.
Yeah, literally. When I saw the fucking built-in scarf on it, I was like, oh, I need this jacket. Yeah. Like you also know I have a Jujutsu Kaisen like hoodie. I have the hoodie with the red the red hood, and it's like it's a regular black hoodie. And
I comment on that because it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like stuff like I buy clothes like that, but like I could see if I was wearing something like that because that is again, it's a red hood, like a bright red hood too, like cherry red hood on a black hoodie. So some people who just maybe you don't know JJK at all. So if you saw that, it might be like, what the fuck? Why would your hood be red and your hoodie be black? Like what? Like why would that be a thing? Where it's like, oh, this is an anime reference. If you don't watch anime, if you don't know this anime, you wouldn't get it. And I can see you being like, oh, it kind of looks ugly to me or whatever like that. You wouldn't say that though, still, because that's just still
most people. Yeah, most people would not.
Most people would never say that.
Vast majority.
I also think it's interesting that he said that again after I beat him, because I feel like he would not say that if he won. I feel like it would have just been like, but I was like, good luck in the rest. Then I was like, oh wait. You actually don't have any more tournament to play, and just sign a slip while you're at it so we can get rid of this whole, like, you know, give me your signature so we can get rid of this whole
I would have laughed
thing.
so hard, man. Oh my God. Because I can't control myself in those situations. I would have started making fun of them. Like, not directly I would have did that thing where, like, I talk about you in front of you, but around you at the same I would have just been laughing so
I know.
Fucking
honestly,
hard,
anybody, any of my friends who were there would have definitely thought that was because the other thing, you guys all know like me, right? Like you guys actually know me. And I just feel like all of y'all would have been like, oh, this is gonna be good. Like because the Rolodex of things that I was thinking as I was staring at him, because I never once noticed his clothing until he said that. Like Kenny,
why would you?
I swear to God, I never even remotely noticed what this guy was wearing until he said that. And then and then his entire image lit up to me like a Christmas tree. I was like, whoa, this is crazy to say. Looking the way you do is crazy to me. Like in my head, I'm just thinking all these things. Like again, I
would have got a picture with him if I was there. I would be like, Frazier, I want to take a picture with
that. Would have been a smart thing to do too.
I'd have got a picture with him because I wish I could see what it's funny though too, because like you, I'm never going to really look at somebody and start judging their clothing.
I never even thought about any of my opponent's clothing. Honestly, I play so many people, and I never once like when my opponent says that, I never once even think like, what the fuck are they wearing? Like I never.
Yeah. I only think about your clothing if you happen to be wearing something that I think is cool.
Yes.
Like my cool, and for me, it's very specific. It's like, is this a video game or anime reference that I get? And like that's pretty much it. Like for example, the other day somebody came on my shop and they had what's her name? Yachiru, maybe, I think, the pink-haired
that's
lieutenant,
exactly
Kenny's captain, lieutenant. He had her on his shirt. And I was like, oh, you're a Bleach fan. And then we started talking about anime. And that was it. We talked about Bleach a little bit. We talked about anime. Or I remember one time I was walking through the city and I had my Inuyasha shirt on and I walked by somebody and somebody's like, oh, nice shirt. And I was like, oh, you know, whatever. Like just stuff like that. Like you talk to people. I notice somebody has a cool shirt that has an anime character on it. I go, hey, cool shirt, awesome shirt, whatever. But otherwise, if you're just wearing a black shirt and it's got an ice cube on it, like cool shirt. Like I don't know. Like I'm not. Like I don't really think about it either way. I don't think it's a cool shirt or not a cool shirt. It's a shirt. I don't know. It's just a fucking shirt.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't know really what was going through that person's head. And in my experience, like I know people who just have certain diagnoses that make them do things like that, or just a lack of social awareness that would make you say something like that. So again, I don't know this person's situation.
I think it's more so. I think it's way less that. I think it's more so just like being a hater. And
yeah, it could be that. It could be like you're just a hater and you're sick that you lost a car game and a weirdo. If that's the case, you're just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
Like if that is
I
the case,
lean.
you're just a full-time weirdo at that point.
I lean toward hater. I lean toward just like being a hater, being a weirdo, being salty.
Yeah.
Like any of those things, like just all that weird shit.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have said that to a million other people he played that day.
Yeah,
he
like
didn't
the
end
vibes,
every fucking round say, "Hey, your shirt sucks." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because like the vibes with here's the thing that I always go by too, and we can wrap this up. Like the vibes are always really cool with 99.9% of people at tournaments. Like people come to these, especially Edison, because we're older. People come to these events and they bring good vibes. That's just like the nature of retro Yu-Gi-Oh! We don't really have the problems that a lot of the modern players go through because a lot of them are younger and they have all kinds of like super crazy ego issues, super crazy toxic issues that I won't even get into because some of them are like really, really bad. And just like there's all kinds of different types of abuse going on and stuff like that. Again, story for another day, but like modern and Edison are very different in the crowds that we draw. And the Edison crowd, again, most of us are like either in our 30s or approaching 30, like very close to it. Because ideally, you probably played in actual Edison, whether you were a kid or a teenager at that time. And if you were, by now, because that was 15 years ago, right? It was 2010, so it was 15 years ago, you were definitely an adult now, right? Like if you were a teenager then, you're 30 something now, and if you were a kid then, you're an adult approaching 30 now, like 100%. Like just add 15 years to like a 12-year-old, they're 27. Add 15 years to a 15-year-old, they're 30. So most people who play Edison are like older, a lot more chill. People have families, people have like careers, they just have a lot going on. And Edison is just a way to play the game that you love, the way you remember it, just a chill time. Like sure, winning is great, but we all hopefully at this point have matured enough where like losing is not the end of the world and we're not about to attack our opponent on their appearance after we win. Like we're not about to do that because that is a fucking strange thing to do. I've never walked up to somebody in my life. I've never walked up to somebody at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Especially, but definitely not in my life and just been like, yo, I hate your outfit, by the way.
Yeah. Also, like at the end of the day, you're at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Event. You're a fucking nerd.
Yes, bro.
Like we're all just nerds.
Can we be real?
Like, you're just a fucking nerd. Like you're just at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Event. And I'm not saying that. I know the way I'm saying it is derogatory. I'm saying you're a fucking nerd. But I'm saying it that way because I'm a nerd too. Like you're at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Event.
Yes.
Like you're not there. Like relax. You're not fucking Mr. Joe Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
this is not this is not a fashion contest.
You're playing a children's card game. You're not at a fashion contest. Nobody is coming up to you. Like I promise you, nobody at this event is going to come up, notice your clothes, and then want to date you. Like it's not happening. You're not getting a date here at this Yu-Gi-Oh! Event. I promise you, if you win the tournament, no one's going to date you. You're not going to get a girlfriend because you won an Edison tournament. Like none of this is going to happen.
Yeah.
So like leave that energy at home. This isn't where you bring it. I'm not going to go to a Rivals of Aether tournament and hope to find a girlfriend. Like that's crazy. Like,
it is interesting too. It's like the parasocial relationship thing because this person was literally talking to their friend. So this is two people who I've never met and do not know who exist in the world.
Yeah.
Who had an entire conversation or argument or whatever about my appearance, like my clothes, what I'm wearing. And I do think that is also interesting too, because it's like, I don't even know who you are. I don't even know you exist. And you are literally in full on debate mode with your friend about what I'm wearing.
Here's the other fun thing. There's a chance, and I lean toward this, there's a chance that never happened either. Sometimes people say things just to get the point of that they want. They open you with, hey, I was talking to their friend doesn't exist. I was talking to my friend.
Right, there's no friend.
She said she really likes your outfit. You start that up to start the conversation because what he really wants to say is your fucking outfit sucks.
Yep.
So like you make up this icebreaker to get the conversation started to then say the thing you really want to say. There's a chance he never actually had a conversation with anybody about your outfit. He just said that to then throw the dig at you. You know what I mean?
That is also on the table completely because, again, I wouldn't know. And the other thing is, like, you have to know, I don't care if you and your friend were actually talking about me because I don't know your friend. I don't even know you. Yeah. I just think it's weird. And I guess this is the other thing I want to say. People have to realize that at this point in my life, me being a content creator full-time, on top of, like, you know, having a full career too, everything is content to me. Everything is, like, every interaction I have, if it's interesting in any kind of way,
it's content.
It's going to be content. Like if I have an interesting interaction with people, whether it's good or bad or in between, it's content. So like, don't take this as it did not ruin my day. It did not make me feel any kind of way in terms of like, I didn't take any negative energy throughout the rest of the tournament or that weekend. I literally laughed at it with a crowd of probably 15 people on Sunday. Like everyone was laughing at the story when I was telling it, because genuinely I was like, this is just one of the most crazy things that's ever happened to me in terms of like,
as a matter of fact,
people say,
if this gets back to you and you know who you are, I'm inviting you. I don't know if, but I'll do a YouTube video with you. I'm content build, bro. I'll do a YouTube video. Like, come on, baby. Like, you will be in a video, and the start of the video, Frazier will be in the intro wearing the outfit that you hate, bro. It'll be fucking fire. It'll be like, here's a formal invitation, homie.
Yeah, like I genuinely, you're
lucky I wasn't there. You'd have been on camera so fast. Oh my God, you would have been on camera so fast. Oh, it would have been good.
Yeah, I love making content, and I love these types of interactions for what they are. Like, obviously, I don't want negative interactions like this all the time, because that's just not it. But when this type of thing happens every once in a while, I'm just like, this is going to be perfect for the podcast, because what the fuck? Like, what?
Yeah, don't think you're going to get away with it, right? Like, if you talk shit to a stand-up comedian, don't think you're not going to be in his next joke. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be there.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, I think that it's time to wrap up this episode of the IMNerd podcast. Hope you enjoyed this one. This one was like definitely a variety of different topics that we covered all over the place. But again, shout out to Sizzle and shout out to Stango for winning this past weekend. You all are both the GOAT. I love you both. So shout out to y'all, and more excellence in the future. And then we have Patreon people. There is still over 100 of you who we have to name who are at the party member or higher tier.
Thank you so much.
We have watching snowflakes get triggered from the Cracker Barrel change. We need to talk about this in the next episode, or at some point. Like, the internet just got set ablaze because Cracker Barrel changed their logo, and I have so much to say on like this topic. I could definitely talk about it for like 20 minutes. Nova Leo, Quest, Xavier, This Ain't God, This is Stanley Earl, Hanging with Epstein, Mr. Fantastic, Omri Reynolds, Mitchell Nels, Vince, Dallas Bailey, KJ, How Much Media You Got, Sarah Maria, Alex Ahern, FT Campa, Edison Club, Big Bora, Grok, Sugal, Mr. Soltai, Vicky Venomon, Elijah Barfault, Tao Tadeo, Volvi the Mega Monarch, Peacock the Enraged, first of his name, King of the Andals, the Roynar, the First Man, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, Protector of the Realm. Love that. Janitor 215, Joshua Carroll, Eric Chai, Wayne Bangui, Brian Moore, and the Hero Frog Time Chamber Be Back Soon, Gingerilla, Darling Hold My Hand, Tim Bailey, Ryder Dies, Taco Bell, Majin Labubu, Billy Jiroji, Chef Taku, DeMarco Santos, Nextastic, Mamezuku Ray, Cormac Newton, B-Dog23, Hershey Bar, and Poister, Tyler Frasher. Shout out to you, Tyler. I actually got to meet you this past weekend. I've been meeting a lot of people on the Patreon, and here's what I want to say about this. If you're listening, please let me know that you're one of our biggest supporters, because the people on the Patreon are the biggest supporters. And like, sometimes I'll be literally talking to you guys or hanging out with you guys just in a crowd, and y'all won't say anything. And then eventually it'll come up that like, you're a big supporter, or you're on the Patreon, or you like, you know, you're this name. So Tyler was there, and I saw him. I didn't know his name, right? Because this random white guy he was the most fit guy at the entire event. Literally, this guy was so outrageously fit that I couldn't. Tyler, you're hot. Like, I'm just calling it what it is. You're
Tyler is about to get got.
Tyler is so beautiful, like, actually, but he is very like chill, and I love his energy. But I had no idea that he was literally. We've been reading out the name Tyler Frasher for years. Like, it has been well over a year that we've been saying Tyler and Poister, Tyler Frasher, Sasha Egger. Like, that sequence has been said.
Those are homies. Listen, if you guys are, just say, don't be shy. Say your name. Let us know.
Same thing happened with Black Sanji. Fucking saw him at the tournament too. And the whole time he's hovering around me. Like, it's this black guy who comes up to, like, I'm talking to Hydro Pump, I'm talking to Dallas Bailey, also supporters, right? And he comes up, and I don't know that he's Black Sanji. He knows he's Black Sanji. He knows that I'm me, but he doesn't say anything. And then after he walks away, somebody mentions, I think Hydro Pump is like, oh, that was Black Sanji. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, that's Black Sanji. I was like, wait, that guy, I was like, why did he say anything? Like, I don't fucking know. I don't know that, like, you're like, if you walk, oh my God, I want people, if you're on our Patreon, if you're somebody on Discord, say your Discord name. So that way I say your Patreon name. Because I don't know by your name on here who you are in person, obviously. And I don't want it to be weird when I don't interact with you at all. Because, like, I only interact with people who interact with me. Like, I'm not just going to, I do not walk up to strangers, obviously, and just be like, you know, I do a podcast. I don't know. I just don't do that.
Yeah. They're going to know you. You're not going to know them by face. Like, they've seen your face. You haven't seen their face yet.
And I guess what my point is,
they got to introduce you. Introduce themselves.
I want to interact with the people who like actually support us.
100%.
I want to have interactions with you guys. I want to meet you guys. I enjoy meeting you guys. And then obviously, so the good thing is Black Sanji and Tyler, I met both of them this past weekend, and I had conversations with both of them. And in Tyler in specific, we had really, really good conversations, and he's just a really cool person. So again, shout out to him. He supports us and has been supporting us for a very long time. And like I said, that name, Kenny has read that name out over the last year, like so much. So it's been a supporter for a while. Sasha Egger, Daniel Anderson, Daroa. And like, for example, Daroa is Mr. Z. We've been reading out Daroa for years, bro. And then we copied a deck that from a YouTube channel, from Swagger's YouTube channel. We played a deck on Master Disaster, not knowing that Mr. Z is actually a supporter of the IMNerd podcast and has been for years. Yeah. Like that's what I mean. Like stuff like that is
you don't realize that there's a connection between certain things.
Yeah, and it's crazy when it happens. I'd be mind blown. Like when I found out that Daroa was Mr. Z, I was blown away. Mind you, we did a Teach Me How to Cook episode. We did a Teach Me How to Cook episode, and I didn't know until literally he sent me replays for the B-roll. And in the replays, the guy playing the brainwashing deck, the remove brainwashing deck, was named Daroa. So I was like, I said, yo, are you Daroa? And he's like, yeah. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, we just did a 2-hour recording, and this whole time you've been, bro, Kenny has read the name Daroa. Kenny, how many times have you read the name Daroa?
Years, bro. Years. Shout out to Daroa, Mr. Z. That's crazy.
That is literally insane. That is actually crazy to me, bro.
That's fucking insane.
So that's why I'm bringing this up right now, this long intermission, because I really want people who support us, if you see us at events, please introduce yourself. Please do not be afraid to talk to me or Kenny if you see us.
Yeah, and that deck is sick.
It is. And you guys are sick too. So that's why it's just kind of like, please make sure that I know who you are. I will not feel like you are weird or anything if you introduce yourself and say, hey, I'm this person. Because then I'm like, now I can finally put a face to the carnage that I see online.
It makes it cool. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, now we have Aston Mattress sleeping as goated.
Nope.
Jordan Eastman, Robert Light, Klenger, Fontaine Andrea, John Doe, Kunsong, Tenzing, HT19. Shout out to HT19 for getting top 4 this past weekend as well. Gregory Comering, Lim Biscuit, Jigsaw, Mike and John, Rich Silverberg, Santi Frogo, Anthony Japov, and Kenny, you got this last page all to yourself.
Michael Zhang, Tim Pontes, Tyler, Chris Louis, Luis Suarez, Julian Weidman, The Hopeless One, Nicholas Cook, Ian Baylor, Choo Choo Train, Cave, Raj, Chris Kemp, Dustin Wallace, James McGregor Thu, Michael Gray, Vlaxmail, Trace Crommings, John K, Cameron, Dark Void TG, Pearson Boyer, Aureliok, Samu, Daniel Brando, Jacob Cho, Jackson Conrad, Shrabster.
What? Oh, okay.
Shrabster.
Yep.
Chris Flores, Gormont, Cold Madness, Oliver Beer, Alexander Storp, Wolf Young, Ruben Santana, Ricardo Rivera, Smiley Face, Justin Herman, Jake Tammer, Carlos Martinez, Nakata Juan, Chess Prime, shout out to Chess Prime for winning the 1K, Connor Ketchum, Austin Downham, Mask 22, Joshua S., Luca Guarino, Carl Waite, Idris Hosni, and Chris Johnston.
Again, thank you guys so much for your support. Don't forget, we will be doing another 1K soon. It will be actually this year, so just you guys wait. But we will be doing another 1K, details to come. But yeah, thank you all for rocking with us. We appreciate every single one of you. And what was I going to say? My next event is RBT Chicago. I will be there next month. It's less than a month away, actually, right now. I just booked my hotel today. So that is September 20th. Me and Gary will be flying out to Chicago. I love Chicago. So if you're going to RBT Chicago, again, definitely introduce yourself if you see me. If I don't know, I don't know who you are from the Discord server or from Patreon or whatever. I will be at RBT Chicago. And I think that's everything. With that being said, guys, do the things that make you happy, including telling people that you hate their outfit. No, I'm kidding, but
so long, Gabe Bowser.
So long.